Welcome to Sonic the Podcast. In each episode, we discuss a different Sonic game, rank all of its levels from best to worst, and talk about what we love and what we hate. On this episode, we are talking about Sonic Riders from 2006.
I'm very excited to talk about this fat game.
I'm also pretty excited. Can't fucking wait.
Tell me when you started playing it. When did you play it for the first time?
I played this, I think it was about 2 or 3 years ago for the first time.
So nowhere near when it came out.
No,
basically.
nowhere near 06.
Be honest, what did you play it on?
I mean, as always with my shit, pretty much just Dolphin emulation.
Yeah, it's an emulation.
Which is, but I mean,
same.
It's the king. It's the king.
It is, and actually,
you can't beat it.
Yeah, it's a way better experience.
I played it in rich 4K back when my
upscale.
computer could actually run it, which I now can't for some reason.
Rip.
But yeah, it was chill then.
So you could see Jet's dad in glorious definition. See the curvature
picture,
of his beak.
In that lovely picture, unless it's not him. Who knows?
That like sepia pig.
I reckon it's him. Yeah, it's got such a like fucking T stain.
It also like it fucking decks Jet. It smashes him.
It smacks the floor, and he loses it.
He has anger
howls.
management. He has actual problems. That guy. I think he has serious clinical issues.
I want to talk about the later on.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the psychology of Jet.
Agree.
I think
agree.
his character's actually quite interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I have new appreciation for the Babylon rogues.
Yeah,
I used to think they were like, absolute idiots.
Specifically Jet. I don't know. There's something about.
I actually think Wave is more interesting.
I do less.
Yeah, but also Wave
is so fit.
Hard smash Wave. Arguably the hottest character in the Sonic franchise.
Yeah, sure, fair. Anyway.
What about Cream?
Whoops, mate. Please. Oh, mate, please don't. Not Cream. Leave Cream out of this for once.
We'll leave Cream.
No. Yeah, no, I don't know. Honestly, Storm the same, but Wave and Jet.
Storm has mainly little to say.
I just think I don't know. I love what he's I love what he's got going for him. I also think that he surprises a lot, which is just exciting. Anyway, we'll do it later. What was I going to say? I don't know. Should we do?
Sorry,
no,
I'm pretty sure Wave is 18. She is. She's 18.
Oh, mate. I mean,
she's like, canonically 18.
That must be on purpose. Yeah, age 18.
How old is Jet?
Wow, mate, fucking hell.
Sorry.
My description: white gloves, red boots, white accents, gold sunglasses, white flare trousers, white tube top.
She is she's objectively hot.
Stop. Yeah, mate, it's because she's so cool. It's because she has that like surfer girl shit.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, she is cool. How old is Jet? Can we see?
Oh yeah, go on, let's check. Jet the cock. He is. What? 14? Sorry.
He's 14.
Why is he 14?
I guess because he inherited
from his dad.
From his dad, yeah. So I guess that kind of makes sense.
I will just clarify that recently, I forgot who. It might have been Ian Flynn or someone else, or Izuka-san. That they like made it officially canon that all previously reported ages of the character are no longer canon.
Really?
Yeah. I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Didn't know that. All right, fine. It was just a completely irrelevant point of conversation. Yeah, still, definitely. Let's just leave it.
It's just wise.
That's fair.
Anyway,
I also played it on emulator about 2 or 3 years ago and discovered it for the first time. And I fucking loved it.
Yeah. Wait, just hang on. I'll finish my thing about it, then you go.
Okay.
My first time play, I think it was probably one of the happiest plays of any game ever.
I was so happy.
I was just
loved it.
It was such a good time. For like various contexts, but that game added so much that it made it just so good. It was just such a nice, perfectly sized, just happy and enjoyable, pure game.
When do you feel like from when you started playing it, when do you feel like you really got it? Like when did you feel like this is now I'm actively enjoying it at maximum?
This is my sort of biggest gripe with it that we can get into later. But I'd say like honestly, probably a quarter of the way into the Babylon story once I finished the hero story.
Really, that late?
Well, like as in properly confident, I'd say that's it, because I don't know.
It's also a steep learning
The spike
curve.
Is hard because the last 2 races are much harder. No, sorry, last 2. Sand Ruins and
yes,
Sky,
from Sand
Babylon
Ruins,
Garden. Yes, onwards there it's just way fucking harder. But like I don't know. once you get the hang of the hard turns, boosting, and the air shit, and the tricks, which are very tight,
they're difficult.
Then it's incredibly fun because you feel like you've mastered a hard skill, which is just great, which is good, but also just not because it doesn't need to be that.
I was taken immediately by the levels. I just couldn't believe that I hadn't been exposed to such incredible levels. They were so good off the bat. Metal City was just unbelievable. It's a dream. It's a literal dream. It's my ideal level. It's incredibly cool futuristic buildings with natural integration. It's just perfect. But I found the playing of it fucking difficult. I had to watch a full tutorial. I had to watch an hour tutorial, and then I kind of got it.
It's not an hour. Right? It was like 20 minutes.
Whatever. It felt like a long time. Once I'd watched that,
you sent it to me.
And once I got the hang of it,
yeah,
which I'd say probably took me Green Cave, Hero Story. I'd say I was into it. But then I have to say I did save a lot because it's quite difficult if you don't, because it's actually it's a hard racing game. It's hard to sustain first place, and it's hard to take the shortcuts that give you the edge.
Yes.
Because you need to get obviously the X ranks to make the jump, and this incredibly precise timing. I feel like also playing on emulator with like faster frame rate might make that harder. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. I mean, you have so much more time after the story for the missions to get much better at it. That's true. You do. You get. I remember actually the tutorial says you get much better after the story because you play it so much through all the missions, which are great. I love the missions. Me too.
So it's safe to say we're both pretty high on this game.
Yeah. Yes. Definitely.
And it also obviously introduces the Babylon Rose, which is the kind of hidden or a new team,
a new trio,
to mirror our heroes,
which is so exciting.
Yeah, which is and they're also beautiful designs.
Any rivals in Sonic is just always exciting and interesting, and they're always done differently. There's no one rival that is specifically Sonic, but I mean even to any of them that is the same. They're always different.
I think Jet kind of qualifies as a fan favorite, but I don't really know why. Is it just because of how he looks? Because
it's because how he looks, and because he's in this game that's just so cool.
Because he's not cool.
No. But what I love about this game, and it's just like accepted by the entire fan base, is that Riders is just so fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's just awesome.
Yeah.
It's just peak like slick Sonic aesthetic.
It is cool.
And so Jet is naturally associated with it, and he's just cool because he's such a big feature of it.
You know, he's voiced by Jason Griffith.
I know.
I didn't know that because I was like, who the fuck made this stupid voice?
Jason also voiced Shadow at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is just goat, mate.
Big trio.
Bring him back. I think he wants to come back.
I'd have him back.
I think he's been saying like
I'd open back. I'd allow him to come back.
I'd say like RCS has got into his groove now, but I'd say it's time for him to go.
I'm happy. I want Jason back
when he was like leaving, but then one day later he's back.
He's back, of course.
Back. Anyway, yeah.
I think he is so cool until he speaks.
You know what I think he's coolest is the last shot of the Hero Story when they fly off into the desert. And him and Sonic look at each other and then do that cross,
make the X,
and then look back. It's so
that is cool. And he looks beautiful in that render.
And his theme, like it's playing. It's just so good.
Yeah, I agree because he's
fuck that. Such a tune. I actually love that song.
As a character, he's so petulant and kind of totally unpleasant. Well, we'll talk about him later.
Quite unlikable. Anyway, later.
Massively unlikable.
Yeah. Actually, next to no likable traits.
None. Literally none. He has,
apart from one. No, he's got a couple of admirable traits, but not likable traits.
I guess he kind of shows vague humility at the end when he admits that Sonic's not faster.
No, it's not humility. It's being a good sportsman, and it's not having any sort of pity from it.
I thought, when Wave puts the bomb on his board, I thought for some reason that there's a scene where he finds out about that and then is like, oh, it wasn't a fair fight then, we should go again. Does that just not happen?
That is Free Riders.
I'm getting mixed up. Nice.
Something like that happens in that one as well.
Because I was expecting him to have this like moment of redemption where he wants to have a fair race.
He's just a cheat. But
Yeah, because he literally
But
just
then
he
also-
endorses her to do that.
But then also is very like, no, you won. Don't try and like sort of pity me for it, you know.
Yes,
in the last
he
cutscene,
does
which
do
is
that.
so weird, but I don't know. I like it.
There's a lot of this game is odd. It's
It's
proper odd.
The feeling of this game is fucking weird.
Those cutscenes, not the like pre-rendered ones.
No.
The in-game
in-game
cutscenes.
ones.
They are
So
some of the strangest. Everything, the way they look, the choices, the vibe, just the pacing, the kind of gags are just
the location.
so
Also, the whole
strange.
cutscene with Eggman at the door is just the
I
fucking
think
weirdest part.
that might be the worst part of the game.
It's just what the hell.
I will come to that. I think it is.
But like,
it's
it goes from
proper
this
spooky.
massive scale of this garden shit to like Eggman at the fucking door,
like knocking at the front
holding
door.
Amy.
He also
What the hell?
he whips her out a bush.
Yeah, it's so weird.
He literally whips her out a bush.
And then Sonic spends about like honestly 30 seconds like flying towards him, and then wins him, Amy, and the key up.
It is, mate.
Just
There's a million reasons why that is the weirdest, most bizarre.
There's a lot to say.
It feels kind of like they just gave, I don't know, like they ran out of time. It's so odd. Because what's beyond that door?
It's very unpolished. Oh, I love it's the weirdest shit.
So one thing to say about
that's a woman.
Is it a woman?
Yeah.
Wow, big woman. So one thing to say about the like lore is that I think this game does one of those things that makes some Sonic games really special. I feel like we've talked about this before, where it gives you an insight into a world, doesn't provide a full explanation, that gives you the sense that there's so much more going on beneath the surface. So everything to do with the Babylonians, specifically actually the what is with the interior of Babylon Garden, and whether it's a hologram or a simulation or a hellscape or or like what and what the Guardian is, all of that stuff, you don't get any explanation, any answers. You're completely left to infer from little clues what is going on. It's left to interpretation. It's difficult to know whether that is because the game is underbaked and underdeveloped, or they were like, let's just throw these elements in and let the viewer make of it what they will. I fucking love that. I think it's so bold and cool.
This is what I found in my research. I was just constantly compelled to like learn more or try and figure out as much as
exactly.
about
but
what
it's
the
not
hell is this
because
concept.
we're only given this game and basically Zero Grav to engage with
adds a bit
Babylon
more,
Garden,
but
which
not
adds a
much, really.
little bit more.
Astro Babylon's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
But-
You've got nothing to go on other than the like really weird dialogue in these
Exactly.
cutscenes that it feels sometimes
And,
like poor translation.
Occasional sort of context or just words or terms used. That, like, what does that mean? Where's that from? That notion can be done so well like this, and to a much bigger extent. DX, but less so, but still a lot. Sorry,
but actually,
Adventure.
Adventure does
gives
it.
more.
It gives it more. I remember now when we discussed this last time. It
when
was in
was it?
Heroes when we talked about like Mystic Mansion and the kind of lore
Yes,
behind the
yes,
level
yes,
and
yes,
what's
yes.
going on in it.
But that can be done so wrong, i.e., Superstars.
Yeah.
Where you actually don't care about the.
You don't care, and also the answer's really simple. Whereas this feels like something really.
It feels like there's so much to it.
And there's
like I don't know, from the like extent of the garden.
Yeah, and the angel
how
wing.
big that fucking place is. Yeah, the boy's angel wing, the weird story Eggman found. Those the sort of confusing hieroglyphics. It's just
I love it.
Scattered across like the sort of second half of both stories in the levels is loads of sort of like ancient Babylonian what you. I mean, not to get into this level now. We'll do it probably later. But i.e., in sand ruins, underneath this seemingly normal desert is all this complex fucking technology, and you sort of realize, and you think, what actually is this? This isn't just here to be cool. This is the Babylonian.
It's got
shit.
story,
It's so
and
good.
the statue is of a Babylonian. There's a massive statue in that level, and it's of
Beast.
and that weird.
You also try and think, what do they look like? And you like how casually Jet and the rogues talk about it because they clearly know all about it, but you don't, and so you just hear things of their normal conversation.
I just love that. Sonic does it
really
sometimes,
cool.
where it has all this lore, and it just gives you like surface level, and you just get thrown into this world that has all these rules, and you don't know what they are, but you have to engage with them. I think it's really, really cool, and in that sense, should be applauded.
Agreed.
Like, are they genies? Are they thieves? Are they birds? Are they all of them? Are they Middle Eastern? Exactly. Are they Arabs? Are they Babylonians?
Exactly. as in real life Babylonians.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Really, really cool.
Yeah.
Let's do the story. Because actually we're talking about the story, so let's go straight into the story. Why don't you, E101, tell us that story?
Actually, mate, you're in E1.
Fuck, sorry. Of course you're Gamma. Sorry, I'm Beta.
It's even Beta. Okay, story. Okay. Eggman learns of an ancient civilization known as the Babylonians. He learns of their hyper-advanced technology and wants it for himself. He goes to meet the descendants of the Babylonians, the Babylon Rogues, Jet the Hawk, Wave the Swallow, and Storm the Albatross. He learns that they possess the key to Babylon Garden, which would unlock all of its treasures once used. So Eggman sets up a race called the X-World Grand Prix, which requires 1 Chaos Emerald to enter. He persuades the rogues to partake and subsequently acquire the emeralds for him. Team Sonic and Amy also become aware of this competition, and after witnessing the rogues stealing an emerald, join the race. The race is on this tech called Extreme Gear, which is basically hoverboards. The Rogues and Team Sonic race, acting as rival teams until in the final race, Wave sabotages Sonic's board, meaning the Rogues are victorious. Jet uses the emeralds to use the key to summon Babylon Garden. Eggman snatches the key and flies off to the garden, pursued by the Rogues and Team Sonic. They race once more, where Jet is beaten by Sonic. They spot Eggman attempting to open a large door with the key, but he's taken Amy hostage. Before he can do anything, Sonic takes the key from him and saves Amy, who's not happy with his methods. Sonic gives Jet the key, who then uses it to open the door. Once inside, the Babylon Guardian is summoned, where the teams race and defeat him one more time. Once beaten, a treasure chest appears, and within it, the prize. Eggman seizes it, but is disappointed to find it is seemingly just an old rug. After further inspection from Tails, the teams learn that it is a magic carpet, which in times of old allowed the Babylonians to travel the world with ease and gather treasure. It eliminated their need to work hard to keep themselves flying, apparently. After this, the teams part ways, with Jet vowing that him and Sonic will face each other again at some point in the future.
Nice.
Pretty fucking weird.
It is. It
just takes such a turn that you don't think it will.
Just bizarre. I'm just trying to find this great noise that I think we should hear.
Whoa, that's it.
Yeah.
I love that roar.
Yeah.
Also, what's his line?
Hurry up! Whoa! What's this?
Hey, there's no way that's a woman.
Greedy fools.
That is not a woman.
Weird.
That's not a woman.
It is. She's called like Maddie or some shit.
Jesus Christ. Really, really weird. Greedy fools. Such a strange accent.
He starts like what sounds like a whole speech and then just gets cut off and never speaks.
But he doesn't
again.
get cut off, he just stops. He like runs out of steam and just resorts to a kind of howl.
Yeah.
No one interrupts him, and he doesn't start.
She's called Maddie Blaustein.
Jesus, that is bizarre.
That's fucking weird.
What talent.
That's his one noise. Speaking of women in this game, there is a standout one who is in
it's not Amy.
a real life human I'm going to talk about later on, who I just think shines in her work on this game. But,
all right,
but we'll get to that later.
Fine. Amy is not. Great.
No, Amy's is this. I'd say this.
This might be one of her worst outings.
Probably her two worst
she's
outings.
Not good. She's defined by infatuation with Sonic and not much else.
And the fact that no one cares about her is made as like a sort of
as a foil,
comedic value, which is just so bad.
It's really bad. It doesn't. She's awful, actually.
No, she's terrible.
Yeah, really not good.
Still. They do her better justice in Free Riders, where she's actually got a fucking team.
Yes, she's much better in Free. Well, she's sort of evolved a bit by then. In this, she's still suffering from.
But she's still very into Sonic, but it's like sort of a little bit more like sensitive.
Yeah. What do you think of the anime open?
I enjoy it a lot. I love
it.
the like coloured shadow.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
In all the 2D renders of them, like half their shape is in a a single color shadow. I think that's a really cool art style. I mean, I don't know much about like sort of how good like anime something is, but I mean it's a really cool looking cartoon. It looks a little bit sort of primitive, but that gives it a charm. It gives it a sort of like dirty, rough edge to it.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
I like it a lot. I like how grey everything is compared to them. It's just these like 6 bright colours shooting down this sort of grey city. It works very well.
Yeah, I think it's really cool.
Yeah. I also love the just to say I love their colour choices. We said it earlier, but I want to repeat: green, purple, grey.
It's so
fucking cool.
It's so
purple and
cool.
green as a combo. I mean, I used to joke. It's always a cool combo.
Yeah, I'm
and,
so
and
pleased.
last thing, there's never anyone green in Sonic,
True.
which is why it's so cool.
I think that
Jet's
might
green.
be why Jet is so popular. 'Cause
Probably.
he's literally green. I think it's
Vector, but still.
I'm
not
just
like
so
rich
relieved that they went for like interesting colours and didn't do the same normal shit. It's fucking cool. I love how they look.
It's great.
I also love
Iconic.
their birds.
You know what? It's great that. You know what I would love? just say this in context of the release of this pod, which is currently in 2024, end of 2024.
Yeah.
I would fucking love one more Riders game, and I did hear rumors about this from like before before Sonic X Shadow Generations was released. I'm just so in fact I agree. I'm going to say it now. I'm hoping that the next game is like Sonic Riders Redux or some shit.
Well,
how cool would a game like this look with high quality, nice graphics?
Especially with like how cool they get moves now. Like how awesome Shadow looks.
They
in
could
Next
do
Gens
something
with all the
so
swiping
good with it.
and the kind of anime shit. It would look epic if it was all up.
They could make it great. I was dreaming about that earlier. I just thought, please announce.
It would be like I could see it like as a sort of maybe not like a mainline game, but like a Dream Team type game.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be like a mainline game.
People
could
would fucking love it.
It would be very popular. I love the anime opening. I also love the like pre-rendered cutscenes. I think they look gorgeous. I do. They look. Nice. The characters do look a little bit strange. Tails looks manic and a bit strange, and his eyes kind of move in a weird way. They haven't quite got that down yet, but it still looks really good. That's their
graphical choice to make everything so. I actually love the big feet and big hands.
Do you like the Riders models? Because they're completely different models.
I know. If you look at them close up, they're really weird. I saw some weird piece of trivia about how like Knuckles' tail is straight.
I saw that. And his it goes the wrong way.
It's because he's permanently erect. No, it's just it's just really weird. No, I like them a lot.
I like it. I think it's cool. They're kind of they're like.
They've not done that really. The last kind of,
Dream Team characters were the next.
Dream Team had but that's a redesign. Dream Team had,
but they're quite similar,
sort of like bubbliness to their designs, which is interesting. I'm not a big fan, but still. But I really hope they haven't been that daring as to do a sort of I don't know, animation style redesign as like a sort of more like they just sort of more sort of comic booky, exaggerated. I think it's great, and they tone it down in Free Riders, which is a shame.
Yes, they do.
Which is why it feels a bit more sort of.
Are
rigid.
they taller?
Yeah, because their feet are fucking huge.
They are a bit like Boom, because Boom makes them taller. I know Knuckles completely changes his
everything's
design.
to proportion. Look up Sonic Riders Sonic model and look how fucking big his shoes are.
Oh yeah, they're huge.
His clonkers, they're pretty big.
They're huge. That's so weird. He's also I don't know if it's just the game, but his coloration is quite strange. He's like yellow. I think that might just be the game, but he is just yellow. His like skin areas and his hands are huge.
Super Sonic looks so weird, but I mean, still quite cool. No,
the I really like. I actually, despite how weird they are, I still kind of enjoy the cutscenes, and I enjoy the way everyone looks. Yeah, I like it. I think they look cool. I think it suits this game to have them in a slightly different look.
Yeah, I agree.
And I get that, like, there isn't. I don't know how you would reverse engineer Jet to not look like Riders stuff. Like, there isn't really it doesn't really apply to him.
No,
he's just always like that.
I guess so.
Because there's like Riders Sonic is a thing, and then there's like modern Sonic. There's no Riders Jet and then modern Jet. It's just Jet. I think there are two parts of the story that I find most compelling. One is all the lore, which I've already mentioned, and then the other is the Babylon rogues as contrasts to Team Sonic. I think they make. So firstly, I think sorry if this is something you're going to say, but I'm just going to say anyway. I think that Jet makes a really good rival in the way that Shadow... It's not that Shadow's not a good rival. Shadow is more complex than a rival because he's also like...
Oh, he's got his own shit.
He's got all of his own shit going on, and he kind of is on Sonic's team. Despite rival isn't the right word to describe him.
No,
Jet is through and through a rival to Sonic. I think he opposes
that's
himself.
Why the two of them spend time together, because they both see each other as a good rival.
Yeah, but they also don't like each other. They actively don't. And whereas Sonic, this is what I'm trying to get at. Sonic does kind of like Shadow, and Shadow does respect Sonic. Jet doesn't like Sonic, and Sonic really doesn't like Jet.
Yeah.
At all. And in the same way, Tails doesn't like Wave, and Wave doesn't like Tails.
By the end of it, they've earned each other's like a level of
they've earned each other's respect, but they're not mates.
No.
Yeah,
no,
well, I think you could say that
point.
Sonic and Shadow probably are friends.
Yes, they can. They like no. This is it. They can put their differences aside. Sonic and Shadow.
Yeah.
Whereas Jet and Sonic, their relationship is built off their
That's
pure
the other
rivalry.
thing. Also, Shadow is good. Like he's complicated, but he's an anti-hero. I don't think Jet is an anti-hero because actually he's the anti-Sonic. He has all of Sonic's traits, but with a bad tint. So he has his arrogance, so Sonic is arrogant. Like he has a sort of brashness and a recklessness. Jet has that, but it's unhinged. It's and completely unchecked and unfettered. So he refuses to accept leadership responsibilities. He actually refuses to accept responsibility of anything. He bullies his team, like actively bullies them. Creates an incredibly toxic environment, which manifests through kind of anger outbursts and blame, like really bad blame culture. Basically says to Storm, if you don't come back, you're out, and I'm never going to talk to you again. And he refuses to listen to Wave. Don't come back without refuses to listen to Wave, and almost mocks her, and actually just walks off and stops listening to her. He's also, whereas Sonic is motivated by helping people and doing good, we learn here that Jet is basically entirely 100% motivated by greed. And almost nothing else. I think there's a line where he literally says, I don't care about world domination or saving the world. All I care about is money, or something to that extent. And then he has that weird hallucination of him, or just a vision of him sitting in a pot of money, which is interesting in that moment, because it's just something that Sonic would never ever say. Being completely different. So in that, and then I think you can kind of do the same formula with Wave and Tails, where Wave has all of Tails's like technical brilliance, but uses it to be bullish and unpleasant and manipulative. And she also like shits on Tails, which leads to that junk. Absolutely so iconic line, which is so funny, where he says, how can she just walk in and diss Tails? It's so funny. Weird.
I've got it too.
Oh, that girl! Who does she think she is?
Yeah, how can she just walk in and diss Tails?
He's just standing there like, what?
But they're also like flabbergasted by her behavior. They can't believe it. She just walks away. So she's like nasty Tails basically. And then Storm is like Knuckles with literally no charm. He's just a brute. With no, he's just an idiot. He's just a strongman idiot. So I feel like they set up that dynamic of having the kind of bad version of Sonic, Tails and Knuckles trio really quite well.
Yes.
In a way that is like they're never going to be good guys, but then you do kind of also root for them as well.
The reason that works is that their motivations are just like consistently clear and don't change.
Yeah, and they want completely different things.
Eggman incentivizes Jet to pursue Sonic as a rival by saying, like, they say he's the fastest creature on ground, and Jet's like, well, on ground maybe, but I'm the fastest creature on my extreme gear, so I'll go prove that.
Which is actually the shittest flex. Mate, you're using an ancient vehicle that makes you go fast. That's why.
Anyone who does it is fast anyway. It's but like the point is that's his that's his only sort of world. That's all he gives a shit about is his board.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, which just works.
Yeah, exactly. Their motivations are completely selfish. But then I think this is why I said Wave is the most interesting, because you get the cutscene of Wave, you kind of get her inner monologue during the scene where she's bullying Tails, and you listen to her be like, oh, what he's done is actually quite good, but I'm still going to shit on him, and then says that mean thing. So I mean, it almost makes her worse actually, because you kind of know she is just a bitch.
Yeah, but at least it's like clear.
But they never, like, none of them ever have any kind of desire to do anything good at all.
They have no redemption arc.
No, none. Yeah, which is quite interesting.
None of them change,
because you think they're going to be an anti-hero, but they're not.
But it's good that there's no influence had from Team Sonic again, which makes them more of a rival. It is just one against the other.
Yeah.
There's no let's make up. No, they are two separate things that never ever meld or are friends.
Yeah.
They're not. Hence why they never appear again, because it's like, okay, let's keep them. Well, I mean, outside of the Rider series, they it's clearly like, okay. This is their world.
Yeah,
they wouldn't fit in the normal.
No.
Sonic, exactly, which is interesting.
It is interesting, and they spend a weird amount, give a weird amount of time to exploring the dynamics between the three. There's that bit where Wave is like, you need to work on your leadership abilities.
It's great that,
and Jet just ignores her, and then he's just that stupid thing, and that, I don't know, it shows like a weird amount of kind of awareness and maturity that just doesn't have any impact. It's just odd. It's an odd thing.
Yeah.
You'd think that would, like, there's no payoff to that. He doesn't learn. He doesn't change. He's consistently a twat. And she just goes along with it.
Which adds to their problem of being stubborn and just
full of surprise.
Yeah, stubborn and full of surprises, and just continually arrogant, unrelentingly arrogant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is just, I don't know. It's different. They haven't done that before.
It is different, which is why I like it.
So Silver isn't, Shadow isn't, Eggman obviously isn't.
And
it's all
even Metal Sonic. Which I feel like they're no. I'm just thinking the OVA. He's probably quite a good rival as well, because he has no.
Well, he's the ultimate.
But he's
rival.
a robot, so he's just programmed to be like that.
He's made to be that.
Yeah, whereas Jet
has become that himself.
He probably is inherently bad. Like, he just has no he has no redemption. Hence my theory. I think they are the anti-Sonic team.
Yeah, they are.
Which I think works very well.
Rogues. Yeah, because they're thieves, which just goes against like all of Sonic's
values.
They
have completely contrasting values. They have, and it isn't the vibe so toxic.
I would hate to be on the Babylon
It is
blimp.
So
It'd be
toxic.
horrific on there.
Like the shit that goes on, and
because
the way he
because
talks
Storm is just like a defect. He just gets pushed around completely, and so it's just Wave and Jet just bickering. And then Jet and Storm bicker because Wave and Storm bicker because Wave is frustrated by Storm's idiocy, and vice versa. And it's just like it's just this sort of like constant, really bad like sort of sibling energy.
Yeah,
that isn't good.
So bad. Listen to this shit.
Special type of gear.
What? Are you implying that you lost because of my gear? No one can tune a gear the way I can. Accepted, buddy. It's not the board. Your skills just suck.
Yeah. S-U-C-K.
Suck?
Yes. S-U-C-K suck.
Stop it!
So
Let's get down to
it's just terrible.
They might also just think about it. They've been like sort of together just as a group
for
years,
yeah.
Which means that this shit happens like on a daily basis.
And then that scene ends with Jet like Storm.
They must all be like
Jet's
deeply
dad.
insecure and damaged people.
So fucked up. Jet's dad falls on his head, and then he single-footed kicks the desk through the roof.
So good.
It's so weird. How much you love that blimp, though? Fucking cool design.
It's such a good ship. I wish I had a name. I checked. It hasn't got a name.
No, it doesn't.
Did
you notice how on the
really
front,
nice.
the front headpiece is the face of the bird? It's so cool.
It's a big bird. Again, Babylon, right? Why Babylon bird? What is there's no.
There is, as far as I know,
there.
there's no link between Babylon and birds.
No,
I don't know why.
it's just
I will send this links into one of my questions. Babylon is used quite loosely in the Sonic universe, weirdly, as a sort of real world thing, which has no link to the real world civilization.
I bet I know the answer already. I'll wait until you ask me,
Okay.
which we should do now.
Yes, we should do the quiz because that will also
do the
invite
quiz
further
now.
conversation.
Yeah.
I'll go first. Ready?
Go on, do
All
question
right.
one.
Question one. Mine, as usual, has 2 parts, which I'm sure you'll know. I think you'll get all of these, actually. Number 1. What was the first form of extreme gear invented by the Babylonians?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know? It's in the story.
Was it like Angel Wing or something?
No, it's in the story. The first form of extreme gear. Did you not listen to what Eggman read out at the end? Like, it's kind of obvious, isn't it?
What?
It's
what,
the magic
the board?
carpet.
Oh, well, I mean, I was going to say carpet, but like...
Yeah, the magic carpet is the
there's-
first form.
Well, yeah, but it's also like... but it's also the ultimate extreme gear.
No, but it's the first. He literally says it.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes.
And that's why Tails looks at it and it's like, oh, it's
in
got
that way.
special
Yes.
properties.
The same as the extreme gear. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Yes, it's that.
You
Fine.
got that wrong, twat.
Hey. Not really.
That hence it's
Okay.
the Treasure of Babylon because it's the OG extreme gear. It's the prototype
Yes,
for the world's very first extreme gear. Hang on, this question has a part 2. You probably won't know this if you didn't know this one. If you didn't know that one. Under whose leadership was it created?
Oh, mate, of course I fucking know this one. Annoyingly, this is my question one as well. Stolen. The 13th leader of the Babylon Roads.
I'd love to know what he looks like.
So interesting. What is he?
To know what Stolen looks
So
like.
cool.
What a name.
Why is he called that?
I thought that must be some comic shit, but Eggman literally says it. He reads it
Yeah,
out
he
in
does.
that
Yeah,
letter.
yeah.
Stolen
It's
is
signed
the
by Stolen.
leader of the
So
13th tribe.
Yeah, it is giving Battlestar Galactica. What the fuck? Yeah.
I was trying to tell
it's
someone
really
about
cool,
that show, and I had to be like, okay, you just have to ignore the name.
Isn't it? This is what.
It's so
this
annoying.
is the problem I
It makes you
encountered
sound like
when I was
such a
a fucking like nerd.
Yeah, it's a
Battlestar
mega
Galactica.
nightmare.
It's such a stupid. It's but I mean that fucking. Oh, it's got such resonance to it. Sadly, it's a nightmare.
I know.
Anyway, yeah. Okay, fine. Well, my question one was who was. So I'll just do my question too.
Okay, yeah, Stolen.
What is the name of Jet's tool?
Oh, that fan thing.
The nice green
Yeah,
fan.
it's a good
feather
question,
fan
which
thing.
I think is like a Babylonian weapon.
I think so. I think it's a real world thing.
I don't know. I confess I have no
It
idea.
is. Oh, that's so cool. It's called a Basshosen,
Wow.
and it is a real world. It is a banana plant. It is a banana palm fan. That's what that translates to from Japanese.
That's so cool.
That's so cool.
I love the manual things that the characters wield.
Yeah, like Tails' butt plug.
Plug. His butt plug tells his butt plug. He smacks Jet with a butt plug.
He swings.
It's
around.
literally a socket. It actually looks so stupid. He
It is
suddenly
really-
has a
it's
socket
fucking
in his
weird.
hand.
Yeah, it's just silly. It's really cool. It's
wonder what
that,
everyone
but
else
like
is
as a thing, it doesn't appear much anywhere. Like
No.
I just looked up. I don't know if you say it like Basshosen. I looked it up. The first two from some like sort of I don't know some anime thing, and then Jet's thing appeared. That's kind of it.
That's really cool.
It's a very niche thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
I remember I looked at that when I was watching it. I thought,
Basshosen.
what is that?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Very cool.
There you go. Yeah, mate. So you didn't get that.
No, I didn't. Well, you didn't get mine. Question
Okay, 1-1.
2 for me. This links to what I said earlier. Babylon is obviously a key part of this game.
Mm-hmm.
Can you name any other stages in different games? All right, mate. Stages in different games.
Yeah, I can.
I've thought of 4.
Fuck.
Go.
Okay. Astral Babylon from Zero Graph.
Well, that's pretty easy, mate. Come on.
Yeah. So
I've thought of 3.
get it out of the way.
3.
Astral Babylon. Sky Babylon from Rush Adventure.
Very good.
3.
There's one more. It's quite hard, this one.
What the fuck? Stage? Is it a stage?
I think it's a hub. That might give it away.
What?
Yeah, it's a hub.
It's a hub.
Think about which games have hubs. You like it a lot.
That's what I'm doing. What the fuck? Oh, what the hell?
It's a city area.
Honestly, I don't know. What is it?
Night Babylon Sonic Battle.
Of course. Yes.
Club Rouge.
That's a great song. That.
It's great,
Yeah.
really cool looking area as well.
Nice. I completely forgot about that.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, which has nothing to do with
Nothing.
Babylonians.
Yeah,
No, weird.
absolutely nothing.
Weird. Because that's not a word you can just use.
No.
That means one thing.
I
in
know,
the
it's
English language.
so weird. Why is that there?
Very weird. Okay. Cool though. Question 3. Also, no, there's a nice piece of trivia about the Sky Babylon thing, which is that it might be because that's in I think that's in Blaze's dimension. That might be it is. That could be a sort of like equivalent to the Babylonians in Blaze's dimension, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
In the Soul dimension.
It's really cool.
Okay. Question 3. When are the 2 times that Chao are seen in the game? Chao.
That's a good question. What does Omochao count?
No. Actual Chao.
Who's literally everywhere.
Little guys, you know?
Everywhere.
That doesn't shut the fuck up.
Well, the first one I can think of is the shop, which is really cool, where there's the black market Chao, who's just sort of lurking there.
He's got a bandana. He's pretty cold.
He looks cold, yeah. God.
You have seen it. 100%.
Is it in a level?
Yep.
Is it in Sky Ruin? Are they in the audience?
No. You mean Sam Ruin?
Sam Ruin, sorry.
No, it's not. Do you know?
Is it on a poster?
Nope. It is. They are there in person.
They're there in person.
Yeah.
Is it in Metal City?
It's not in only one stage.
What?
You don't know?
Are they in the Chao balloon?
Yeah.
They're in it. I thought that was Omochao.
No.
Ah, that's so cool. So they're just flying around in it.
I checked. I looked up the Chao balloon model resource.
Nice.
And there's like one in there.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's
I
really
thought it
cool.
was Omochao. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Love that.
Great.
Very nice.
There you go. Yeah.
My last question. The actress who voiced Wave also voiced which other character in the
What
Sonic
the fuck?
universe?
I don't fucking
Do you know? You don't know?
No,
oh, no,
I
it's actually quite... okay, just listen.
Go on.
I'll play her.
Shit. Hang on. Sorry.
Your skills
I'm wrong. Wait. I'm wrong.
It is
Omochao.
I thought it might be, mate.
Fuck.
You
well.
idiots.
Still,
Okay,
still,
well, it's still
it is
quite a good
cool to
question.
see the Chao balloon again.
It is cool to see the Chao balloon.
The same one.
Heroes,
That is
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Anyway, never mind. My
What
bad.
an idiot.
Okay, go
Okay. Listen to her voice. Try and place it.
Hey, I can. Accepted, buddy. It's not the board. Your skills just suck.
Ooh.
I'll give you a clue.
Is it a human?
No. It's a Sonic character, and she is in a game that was released very close to this game.
Is she in 06?
Yes, I don't know if she's voiced by this actress in 06.
Yeah, Blaze.
It's Blaze. Yeah.
It is Blaze. Yeah.
How cool is that?
That is cool.
What a privilege to
It's
voice.
like Angry Blaze.
Yeah, as Angry Blaze.
Yeah, the
exactly.
two finest women in the
exactly.
entire franchise.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah.
I'd probably go for
We can't have our listeners thinking that we're like fucking weirdos, but like low-key Wave.
Definitely a Blaze. I'd actually be
No, I
a
agree,
little
I
bit
agree.
intimidated by.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Should we discuss our levels, or have you got anything else you want to say about
I
the
think
story?
that's it. I'm just checking now. Yeah, I love the ship. I want to see more of it.
I love the shit.
Bring it back. I'm pleased it's in Zero Grav.
Yeah, thank God.
Hang on, mate. Sorry. What about Jet's father?
We've just fucking.
There's
not a lot to talk about?
No. There's so much. Do you think that picture is him?
Yeah, it's him.
I mean, surely it is.
I think it's him.
Like,
I think he inherited.
Surely it's the like predecessor. Yeah.
I think he inherited the blimp and the power that Jet's dad had. What is interesting is the history of the Babylon. So as far as I understand, they used to be genies
Yeah.
that evolved into Babylonians who
No,
were like
I think they
avian.
were believed to be genies. That's not certain.
Really?
Yeah.
But don't they? I have to look it up.
You want to look at the mural?
Yeah, but I think they descended from genies. I think they're like the children of Babylon and who were originally genies. Isn't that the case? Babylonians are the children of Babylon, the species that appear in Sonic the Hedgehog. They're an ancient alien civilization and the ancestors of the Babylon rogues who got stranded on Earth in the distant past.
No, they're an alien race.
I swear they're also genies.
Yeah, but like it's like an alien race of like genies, birds / like thieves.
Yeah, look, the Babylonians were initially implied to be genies, although their alien ancestry might imply something else entirely.
Yeah, so like it's not certain. Anyway,
okay,
this is what we said earlier, mate.
It's so cool.
It's unknown.
They use their own new writing system, and it's all highly
basically. All we know is that they are an alien species of treasure hunters with genie / bird characteristics.
Yeah, but the thing I was getting at is that they get punished by their gods for being overly greedy, and which means they a bit like a kind of Atlantis myth. They banish the city of Babylon gets banished underground.
Yeah,
and Jet, Storm, and Wave are the last ancestors of that race. Who have turned to petty thievery, seemingly, and ride around in a blimp terrorizing people.
There's like it's a pretty epic backstory.
It is epic, yeah. And the angel wing is like the OG power that was given by the gods, and and Stolen created the thing, extreme gear, which they use to move around and be productive and also steal.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
It's fucking great.
It's very, very cool. It's like. It's kind of a bit like Knuckles in the sense that they're part of a last.
It's like something else inside. I can't think of it.
It's like the Echidnas. It's like the Echidna tribe. Yeah, like Pachacamac is Jet's dad. And in
Chronicles as well. With the damnation. No, the what's it called? The divine.
The fourth civilization that created
the Argus event. That shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, which banished them to the fucking Twilight Dimension. Oh mate, what a game! Huge. Which banished them to the Twilight Dimension. just a heads up for our listeners: when we do Chronicles, we fucking love that game, unlike everybody else. So Chronicles. Get ready.
We also love a couple of other games that aren't
quite a few.
Sonic R.
No. Anyway, shall we? Is that all? Do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think the only thing I just want to mention quickly is that I really like.
I've got a couple of things.
The E10000's
voice.
What?
Their voice.
Yeah, their voice.
Isn't it so good?
Yeah.
What do they say? What do they shout?
And their design. I just like their design.
It's like a sort of sequel to the
I hadn't remembered
the series.
Yeah,
No.
They're like the defective egg pawns. Yeah. I hadn't remembered that the E10000R, which is the red one that Storm punches multiple times, like comes back.
Yeah. Does he?
Yeah, he comes back. When they're on Sky Babylon, there's a weird cutscene between him, Knuckles, and they like charge them, and they're like, "We've got to go."
Yeah, mate.
It's this bit.
Listen to this.
Targeting.
I love that. That's so good.
It's so Nolf.
What is that noise?
It's very no one is.
It is very
targeting. It's like fucking Mr. Nosy from Mr. Men.
So weird. Yeah, and then they run at them. But there seems to be only one red one, so he's like the general, and then the green ones are... I love that.
Again, it's just the fucking weirdest thing
It's
ever.
Bizarre, and that is apparently a threat, by the wind. Even though these guys are so powerful. And yeah, they get chucked away by the wind.
It's so weird. It's a really weird point. It's just such a weird game.
There's a lot more to discuss about the digital dimension shit, but we'll talk about that when we discuss
get to that
level.
in the level. Yeah. Hang on, I've got one other thing I love in that cutscene is Eggman's pistols, which I've never seen.
Pieces,
they're
which he pulls out. They're amazing.
He's got two heavy pistols.
Yeah, and he points them point blank at their face.
Them right at their face.
Does nothing.
So funny.
Yeah, I love that. I also love seeing him on his bike.
They're
very pretty good.
I like his jacket. It's really.
I love it.
It's quite nice.
Everything about him is amazing.
I would love to see his wardrobe. Yeah. It's very Shadow. Those guns.
Yeah,
they're very sort of Shadow-esque. And finally, before we do levels, there's a song which is the theme of the Babylonians, which is a beautiful song. Yeah. It's never used, and
I swear it is.
It's not. The melody is, but the actual theme is never is. But doesn't the melody remind you a bit of Bionicle 2: Legends of Metru Nui, the film? That's what I thought. Let's just give it a little listen because it's such a nice song. quite.
Yes, I know what you mean.
It's quite sort of Tikal-esque.
Very Tikal-esque.
Which is a nice ancient thing
which is
going on
another
again,
parallel
which
between
is
the
always
Babylonians and the Echidnas.
Yes.
I
Lost
also
Tribe.
love...
Blast Off. That's great.
I love this. I don't know if that's going to play it.
Opening cutscene. You know what that is?
Well, it's Eggman's theme, no?
It is, but only in Riders.
Yeah, I know it's right. But it plays huge in Zero Grav when they bring it back in like orchestral. It only plays in these funny remixes, I think.
It's fucking great.
It's really good. I really like it. Yeah,
it's really cool.
it's great.
Yeah.
One of his best themes, I think.
Agreed. Oh, Eggman's had some great themes over the years.
Oh, absolutely.
He has. Right, let's do levels.
Okay. There's also it's a really minor thing, but if you look on the wall above the door in Jets in the blimp, there is a design that looks like a giant moustache. It looks like Eggman. It's really odd. It makes you think that he's got some weird, but he doesn't. But it just looked odd.
Weird. Nice.
Okay, levels.
There's 8 levels.
Which are?
So we're going to count the Babylon version of the Heroes version as one thing.
Indeed.
So they are in order: Metal City / Night Chase, Splash Canyon / Red Canyon, Egg Factory / Ice Factory, Green Cave / White Cave, Sand Ruin / Dark Desert, Babylon Garden / Sky Road, and Digital Dimension / Babylon Guardian, and finally Sega Carnival and Sega Illusion.
Yeah.
So there's 8 stages in total.
Okay, good shit.
Yeah.
I will say that I found this exercise really difficult.
I found it fucking hard.
Yeah.
About 3 or 4 of my choices are so tight.
The top 4 I rank equally. So it was quite difficult to pick number 1.
No, my number 1 is a clear winner. But
Okay.
just...
Interesting.
For me, it had to win, but second place is so close.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So tell me, why don't you start?
I'll
Tell me
start
your last
with my
place.
number 8.
I wonder if it's the same as mine.
I reckon it will be. Because
It's not bad.
Because it just... No, it's by no means bad. It just feels like the obvious last place. And it is. And it is Egg Factory / Ice Factory.
Same.
Good. I don't know. It's just...
I don't not like it.
No, I think it's... Well, I mean, I don't love it.
I don't love it, but I don't not like it.
No,
I would say
I
it's
don't
a
actively
good
dislike
level.
it.
I would say
agreed,
it's a good level.
Agreed. It's just a standard Eggman base with lava and then heat and then ice. You know what? I did think it might be. It could be the same base as Lava Shelter.
I thought that as well. It has
really
got
cool
feels of it. What I think it's a very good Eggman base.
Yeah.
Because it's a vast industrial complex,
a huge area,
with
lots
some really
of,
cool set
scope
pieces.
to it. Big just machines and sort of hallways and hard turns. Yeah, it's a very sort of angular course.
And I love the
rest of
colouring.
them. Yeah.
Green lighting in the tunnels is
green
cool.
lighting and the rich orange sort of just I like the giant his sort of the big central Eggman
Yes.
Massive generator,
A keystone of all of the levels. There's always some kind of massive structure in the middle.
But I don't know. Yeah, and then Ice Factory does a nice complete reverse and freezes it all over.
I think it's less cool.
I like the. I prefer Egg Factory as well. But I don't know. I like that how there's E 10,000 bots just walking around.
Yeah, as like obstacles. They're also they're cleaning it.
Yeah, which is weird. I don't know. A bit of a little bit of some context to it might have been nice if we knew what this base sort of was or what it's actually making.
Well, I think.
Could you figure out what it's making?
Yes, it's making the robots. It's making the E series.
Because it's carrying them around.
Yeah, so that's a production line.
I guess so, because Egg Factory. So
it's a production line for those bots. It is. So it's supposed to be his where he creates them so that he can race them.
So it's quite sort of Geonosis-esque, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
I found with all those sort of pressing machines.
The more I thought about it, the more I liked it. I actually think it's pretty cool. It's just firstly, for me it's one of the least enjoyable tracks because it's quite long. There's a lot of sharp right angle turns that are difficult, and it is just quite dark and repetitive.
Yeah.
But it is really cool. It has lots going on, and I do like the dynamism of you moving through a working factory, and then I appreciate the flip to a factory that looks like it's kind of shut down and has frozen over.
I also appreciate in the game how many natural tracks there are, because I think something,
big
or
time.
nature ones, I think something that these days we're lacking in the franchise is a bit more just
Couldn't agree more.
greenery. It's just so many fucking cities these days. No, it's a decent tune. Let's let it run for just a little bit,
Cool.
because I like how sort of like industrial and dirty it is.
Mhm.
It's fat. It's cool.
It's really cool.
But
I
I mean,
will say
compared
now,
to the rest of the soundtrack,
the music in this game is top tier,
I would say every single level is a fucking great song,
which is rare.
which is so rare. But
Yeah.
literally,
No, it's everyone's a
that's
winner.
the weakest one.
Yeah.
and that's like pretty good.
Yeah, I completely agree.
They're all
They are.
so good.
No, the soundtrack is fucking
No,
fantastic.
it's outstanding. And
Yeah.
do you know why it's so good?
Oh,
because
it's the Queen.
Because no, it's not the queen. It's the other queen. It's not Mariko Namba,
Yeah.
who is my personal favorite.
Yeah.
It is this wonderful woman called Fumi Kumatani.
Okay.
And her last contribution was Sonic Colors, and they need to bring her back, because just to list some of her creations and what she's worked on. Her first debut was Adventure, and she did, for example, the theme of Cheo, so the Cheo God.
Yep.
She did the Casinopolis. She did Mystic Ruin.
Wow.
She did theme of Tikal, Lost World,
So
theme
this-
of Gamma,
this is-
theme Egg Carrier, and a lot of SO2,
So
all of
you
Rouge's
can-
levels.
You can kind of hear some of that in these tracks.
Yeah. She did the
Yeah.
Sonic vs Shadow Boss Fight S2,
That's huge.
Advance 3, and then like a lot
So
of
she's
the
a
Riders
complete
one.
queen.
She is an absolute queen, and the special stage from Heroes, and a lot of Secret Rings, lots of Zero Grab, lots of Unleashed, and then lots of Colors. And she has not been seen since. And it's like, come on, Fumi, please come back. You're so good.
Bring her back.
I'm just if she hears this, come back. She also just to say, last highlight, she made the 80s/90s Boulevard from Zero Graph, which is one of the biggest tunes in the whole fucking franchise. It's so good.
It is so good.
So all hail Fumi.
Yeah.
But please come back.
true.
But yeah, no, she's
Was
fucking great.
she's not. Is she the only composer? On
No,
this game?
it was her, and it was Kenichi Tokoi, who's also a legend in a lot of Sonic music.
They're all
Dream
good.
Team. Underrated new director who gave it. I forgot his name. It's like someone like Sawada, I don't know, but he gave it this like that sort of futuristic, tight, fresh, kind of glistening, that lovely classic early 2000s like aesthetic that was sort of all there under the surface in like sort of in racing games, or it was all this kind of cool, this is the future shit, which is now retro, which is a shame, but it was just so cool. So that was his direction, to make it sort of futuristic and cool, edgy,
He smashed
sleek,
it.
and he
It's
smashed it so fucking hard.
It's really cool.
It's great.
I love the music.
Anyway, why have you put Egg Factory last as well?
Same reasons. I
Pretty
think
much
I've said
same
it
shit.
really. I think it's a great level. It's very Eggman. I like the music.
Yeah.
Fire Ice Contra. It just lacks
It's got some pretty hard competition.
It does. It's got some pretty hard competition. It lacks some of the more like extremely vibrant and unique elements that the other. I guess it's because it's like really good standard Sonic fare. It doesn't have that kind of uniqueness. It's just a fucking good Eggman base level. And
Yeah, exactly.
I feel bad putting it at the bottom because it's really good, but it kind of has to go there.
I don't know. I don't. It just has to.
But given what else there is, it kind of has to go
it
there.
has to.
So
Agreed.
what's next? So that's the rate.
Go on. You do your 7.
Okay, so I found this really hard.
Yeah, these next 3 were really hard. For
I
me.
have to explain my justification for it because I put Sega Carnival, Sega Illusion.
Me
next.
too.
Yeah, so we always had the same thought process.
Yeah.
So
it was really
I don't
hard,
have a
this.
lot. Weirdly, I don't have a lot to say about it. It's
Same.
just really cool, but it's not like it's a gimmick level that's done incredibly well, because it almost feels like it's kind of outside of everything. It's just it's not part of the story, and it's not part of it. It's an extra, but it's so inventive that it probably is more enjoyable and better than Egg Factory, because it's got so much cool shit going on. So the games it references are Dreams, Super Monkey Balls, Samba, Billy Hatcher, Crazy Taxi, Space Channel 5, and Choo Choo Rocket. And it's really entertaining.
What's your favourite bit? Game cameo one. Which one?
I think the Crazy Taxi.
Agreed.
Get in the
Same.
taxi
I love it.
cool.
And fucking, I think he's called Joe. I forgot his. I think
Axel.
drives you. Is he?
Yeah, he's called Axel.
Oh.
I also
Drives you
really.
around.
I've never played it, and
So
I
who's
have
Joe then?
no idea what it's about. But I think the Space Channel 5 bit,
I agree.
where you
It's really
fly
cool.
through the
In the
giant
sort of
white golf ball
space
thing.
sort of like arena.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
Is extremely cool.
I agree. Those two are my favorites, and because we recently played it,
Dreams.
Wiseman's Tower,
Wiseman's
which is
Tower.
really which I like how it's in both as well.
Yeah.
It's in Carnival and Illusion.
It's just incredibly vibrant.
My favorite thing about it is the insanity of it.
Yeah,
it's just ballistic.
It is
and it's
nuts.
just non-stop. Like, also, if you don't know all the franchises, like most players would, you'll just be thinking, "What the fuck is going on?" It's great.
To be honest, if you tune into any part of the game, like imagine playing Digital Dimension and be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah.
Let's just listen to.
Yeah,
some
go on.
of this.
Put-
I'm
I was gonna
playing.
say- I was
I'm going
gonna
to play the
say chuck it on.
gameplay. Because it's so good. I feel like it doesn't capture the insanity of it.
Well, like every 5 seconds, it just plays something else.
Just going through nights at the moment.
Mate, when's it gonna change? Thingy?
Weird, it's not changing. That's so weird. He's gone
hell.
through a different part.
Well,
Do you have a version that
come
changes?
Come in, mate.
Okay.
I've got you.
Right, let's go.
I made this. It's like every 5 seconds that happens, and
Yeah.
it's just different.
It is
so
chaos.
weird.
It's
But I
absolute
do quite
chaos.
enjoy it. I don't know. It's
enjoy it.
like it. Isn't it weird how it has to be here in this part of the ranking? But like it's still great. But it's just there's kind of not much else you can say about
No,
it. It's just
I
a
had
great
nothing else to
fun,
say.
fucking weird, just like sort of gimmick orgy. It's just so weird. It's just such a state, but it's great.
It is. I love it.
And
I think
great
it's
tune.
super
Great
inventive,
tune.
really
Yeah.
enjoyable, fantastic
I
music,
like
great
what they
visuals.
did with it in the next game, where they took the idea of like a sort of random weird extra world and made it even better. 80s, 90s boom,
and they had the fattest best.
wow, so fucking good that shit. Yeah,
So yeah, I think I love it, but I have not much else to say, and I think the other levels just deserve to be a bit higher.
I agree. I think my number 6. And this one, I couldn't decide on a bit, but once I thought about it, it was clear that this one should be above.
All right, what was
Ready?
it? Yep.
I've got at number 6. I've got Digital Dimension and Babylon Guardian.
Okay, we have differed here.
About time. Okay, interesting. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, we have differed. So why have you put that there?
I had a feeling you'd fucking love this one.
I didn't think I did at the start.
I know. I didn't think you would either. But I thought you would. I came out of it happily surprised, but still thinking, I think the one above I just have to put a bit higher. But anyway, this one, Digital Dimension. The first thing I put is I love the sort of like heaven and hell thing. How you go, how it's this weird. I mean, you've gone into. Hang on, just context for what this race is. Once they've gone inside once they've accessed the garden with the key, and they encountered the Babylon Guardian, he goes, "Ooh," and then takes them into this like world, the digital dimension, but like they're not in it yet. They're in this sort of weird like hellscape area with ghosts and like sort of gargoyles, and then halfway through it'll just change, and they're in this sort of heavenly with these floating sort of beautiful round Babylonian structures, and then you're in this sort of digital plane, and then you're back. What the fuck? But it's
There,
really
it
cool.
feels like
You know what
there
it
is a
reminds
lot
me of?
going on that we don't know about.
Yes,
which
exactly.
Is why it's
it's
so
all this
cool.
weird context that isn't there, but you feel like exists somewhere. You know what the heaven part reminded me of?
Hero
The
Shogun.
Doom Zone from Shadow Generations,
Yeah, a little bit.
because of the floating buildings that were like spinning around and weren't actually buildings, just shapes of them. Similar kind of thing, which is quite cool, and concept as well. You know, of like a sort of constantly changing world. And yes, I did see it was the other time that they've had a heaven and hell kind of thing is the S2 Gardens, which is quite cool. Yeah. It's, I don't know. It's really interesting.
And
it's
you've
a
obviously
sort of
got
like,
that floating, the Babylon Guardian.
You've got this. Well, that's the other hand. I've got one more bit apart about Digital Dimension, which isn't a fight; it's just a race. Which you don't even do in the story. You do it optionally after, which is so weird. But like, yeah, I don't know. What does that say about the Babylonians? That what exists in this space is this like is the first thing you see is hell, which implies that it's like it's all. And these sort of like ghosts are reaching up and are like, what are these ghosts?
Well, I have
their
a theory
hands coming out.
but I'm gonna wait until.
Do your theory when you get to your.
Well, I
one.
will. I think what
that'll be.
I have a theory of what it is. I don't know if it's right or not, but
Interesting.
because it's fascinating,
isn't it? It's so cool. And then you get to heaven, and there's these like fucking human statues of angels. What the hell? And then I don't know. Yeah, but it's just mad. It's so weird.
But you don't
fun.
rate it as highly as the other ones.
Hang on. So and then you face the Babylon Guardian. I'd say of the 3 riders fights, it's my least favorite one.
Do you know his real name?
Yeah, he's called Angulus or something.
No,
in the
Shugo-hei.
Excuse me.
He's called Shugo-hei.
Says who?
Look it up. SHUGO-HEI. In Japanese, it means feudal guardian. It's pretty fucking cool.
Wow. That's so weird.
His actual name is Shugo-hei, not Babylon Guardian. That's just the track. The thing's name is Shugo-hei.
Shugo-hei. Wow, that's so weird.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Interesting.
And if you look up what that means in Japanese, it's like an old feudal leader of a state, of a town.
That's great. Nice.
Like the Guardian.
No, didn't know that. I like him a lot, but I mean, I don't know. I don't love him.
He's like a frog. He looks so weird.
He's a bird genie. He's pretty much
a bird genie. Yeah,
he's what they look like.
Yeah,
basically.
I think so.
But like morphed and bigger. I don't know. Yeah, it's cool to like catch up to him, but I don't know. You can't really do a boss fight in the Riders format, as evidenced by the what's he called?
Master Quaid.
Master Quavis. Yeah, but I don't know. His track is a bit sort of unremarkable compared to the dimensional one, because it's just a loop and then you go into digital zone for a bit. But yeah, I don't know. I like it a lot, but I think the other 5 were just more for me. This is just a bit. I mean, I like how weird it is, but it's a bit too just weird. It feels slightly confused.
That's completely fair.
And hang on, last bit, and then you do your number 6. I love this song. I think it's really fucking good. I love what happens to it. It also doesn't really fit. No. But that's kind of what makes it work. It's really weird. When he gets to this. That feels so classic, like sort of Sonic final level. That
I actually think it does.
It's
fit.
epic.
I think it
fits there.
It fits the like digital
weird.
sort of tweaking of the whole thing.
I suppose so. I suppose. Still, it's less like sort of intense as a boss fight. It is more of like a chase thing in terms of theme. Anyway, no, I like it a lot. I think it's really cool. But I had to put it above Sega Carnival because I just felt it had a bit more sort of background to it that gave it a win. Playing it itself is a bit weird. I don't enjoy it that much actually playing it, but as a place, it's just mad.
Why didn't you enjoy playing it?
I don't know. I'd say no. As in compared to the other tracks, I'd say it sort of plays the weakest. I just like what the other tracks do with it, with the path and the obstacles and the ramps, etc. I don't know, but yeah.
Okay, I will say that I had that perception before I played it again. And researched everything, and then my perception changed.
I've done that, but my perception didn't change.
Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't mean it's wrong. It's just different. Okay, yes. Well, in the same position in sixth place, I have put, and I knew we differ on this, I've put Splash Canyon or Red Canyon.
Oh, mate, what the fuck?
Again, this was very difficult because I really like this level, and I think it's probably as good as all of the others. I love the feat. Okay, what I love about it: the massive waterfalls, the hydroelectric power wheel, the crystal cave, the rainbow, the design feature, the little design features. There's like glass biodomes and those lights that hang off the sort of wooden tunnel that you walk, that you go through towards the end. The caves in Red Canyon, the Babylon version, is epic, and you ride this water wheel that allows you to navigate the course and fly up and down and over. All amazing, and like really vibrant and interesting landscape. I guess the only thing it's lacking is like a story component that's really strong, that meant that some of the other levels just trumped it a little bit more. It is outstanding. Like, it's super cool. The wooden design of the pass that you ride along, and the way you look out over this massive valley, green valley, natural valley, awesome, so cool. But it's just lacking, like, I don't know, a giant armored millipede or a massive Babylonian statue that gives you a inkling as to what the old civilization was. It doesn't have anything like that, although I do love the crystal cave. I thought that was really cool. That's my justification. I love it. It's so cool. I just don't have a oomph for it.
Yeah, I can see
you
why.
have always fucking loved this zone.
I adore it, and I'll tell you why later.
Okay, when you get to number 1.
When I get to
I know I'm gonna play the music because I think it is good.
Oh mate, God,
I know you love it though. It's just so my thing. It's just super cool. It's
like
so
great 90s
slick.
D&B shit, which I love so much.
It is that.
Oh, and that fucking bass.
Yeah, the bass line.
Metal City does that as well, and it's lovely.
I love the bit just about to happen.
Yeah. It's the most beautiful thing ever. This next bit.
This. It's really cool.
It is stunning.
Really,
it's
really
stunning. Fucking. It's just such a perfect piece of music. That
I agree.
It reminds me of this.
Which is great.
Whose is that? Yeah. No. It's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, you're right. The 90s drum and bass vibe.
We'll get to that.
Is epic.
I'll get to my shit on it. I'll glaze it more than you because
All right.
you're a fucking pussy.
Wow, mate.
Later on, here we go.
We did mention the wrong place.
Oh, no.
Shugo-hei's gonna fucking get you.
Woo! Fuck. He's just behind me in my pot.
All right. So that's
nice.
that's
okay,
my
that's
6.
your 6.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
What's your
okay.
6?
Fine. My 5. Ready?
Bracing.
Sand ruins.
Snap. Same.
Nice.
I've also put Sand Ruin number 5.
Thought so.
Even though I fucking love it.
Mate, same. These next 4 are just
Yeah,
like
it's tough.
all elite.
I have to say the reason
now
I
it
put
gets
this
really
at
hard.
5 is mainly because of like playability and how like not
Same.
fun it is.
I completely agree. I'm pleased that wasn't just me. I just being shit. Because I thought I might just shit. It's fucking hard to play.
Yeah.
Let's get that out of the way first before we just praise the shit out of it. Because
Okay.
I've got a lot of good things to say about it.
Yeah.
It is hard to play.
It is hard.
Both Sand Ruins and Dark Desert are hard to play. Sand Ruins is hard at the start. When you go through you can't tell which fucking way you're meant to be going. You know? It's just straight on, and it's just like yeah. There's no clear guidance as to which way's forward, and because of the motion blur that's already there when you're boosting, you can't see a fucking thing. and then there's the steps, and then there's the fucking sand falls, which are so hard to like not fall off on. And then Dark Desert has those fucking hills at the start. The steps,
jump
and you
into
get lost
the
in
cave
rocks.
area
It's a nightmare.
is
Yeah,
tough as
it's
well.
really hard. It's huge. And by the time you've fucked all that up, you've got ages to catch up. So it is just hard. But I mean, it is the final level of the Grand Prix, so it would be difficult.
Yes.
But yeah, don't you just love the sort of the massive Colosseum at the start?
Yeah,
I think it's really cool to have
love
that. I like how that's in the cutscenes before as to like set up.
Yeah.
Who's in the crowd?
Who's in the crowd though? I think they're people.
I paused. No, I think they're robots.
Really?
I think they're E1000 because I paused and it's just this like 5-pixel blur.
They are
pixels.
impossible to discern.
But they're like green and red, and purple, which is the same colours as the robot. So I assumed it was there, but who fucking knows?
Ones as well. That's really
I know. Then targeting attack. But no, it was just impossible still. Still, it's weird that. Yeah, I saw no trivia on like. By the way, the people in the crowd are da-da-da-da. No, it's nothing like that. But I love and the big. This is my thing with. I'm going to say this because I love this point so much. I said it earlier, but I'll say it again now. It's just so cool how because you know that underneath all you find out once the race is done that underneath all this is the Babylon Garden hidden, and so when you go underground and above the seemingly normal desert, you see all this fucking insane, like futuristic advanced tech. You think, what is all this shit?
and
why
it
is it under here?
Properly advanced,
And it's all it's all like you can't. It's just hyper, as I said in the story, hyper advanced technology, and it's just this really. But then around it are these big statues with beaks and wings and birds, these sort of avian shapes. And in the arena, in the Colosseum at the start, there are big wings over the starting line. There's big sort of beaks. It's really cool, and not left up to you to notice that.
Yes,
not told.
No one points
it's really cool.
The whole level is like that. It's a fantastic fusion of ancient and really, really, really super advanced technology. It reminds me of it's so dumb. There's a Disney film called Atlantis that they find Atlantis deep down. They've got super advanced floating technology. It's what Avatar like stole. And the like aesthetic of these kind of brown but like neon blue glowing tech is very similar to what's in there, and it's just so cool. I actually think Dark Desert is even cooler.
I think it's better because
it's also the eclipse. It's so cool. What a great way to distinguish the two levels visually.
You get sent off past the line, and then you got the eclipse, and then a normal plane of desert with these two fucking big sphinxes with red eyes.
They're also like
this
bird
yawning
sphinxes.
like canyon and sand. It's just what a spectacle! It's insane over this brilliant eclipsed moon. It's just so cool.
And if you
big music playing,
the music's fucking good. We'll play that in a minute. If you do look at the statues that you're flying through when you're underground, they are massive, bird-like, like that Egyptian god, the dog. I can't remember his name. Io or something.
No idea.
Anubis, but like as a bird.
Yeah.
And they just look epic, and they're wielding some kind of weapon that looks like a hoop, like a stick with a hoop. So cool. It's so cool.
I also
and then
like the village at the end.
Yes, that's what I was just about to say.
Who's in there?
Yeah, cool. What's the village? But it's so like
Arabian.
Yes, which
very like
is
sort of Shamar. It's really cool.
It's very Middle Eastern, which is a theme which makes so much sense. Actually, I'm just thinking about this now. This is actually fucking genius, because Babylon Garden is with its minarets and its distinctly Middle Eastern domes, aesthetic.
All that stuff.
It makes so much sense.
Sort of like medieval time.
Yeah, that's merged underground with a desert community, and now these kind of pastoralists, whatever, nomads are living in these villages. Yeah, like Bedouins would over the top of an ancient desert civilization. It's just so cool. That's such a good touch.
It's great. It also does tie them to the real world Babylonians.
Yeah.
Who lived.
Yeah, they were like Mesopotamians
biomes. Yeah, exactly. It's really cool.
Epic. Genius. So cool. And yeah, you're right.
Like, what an interesting thing. Why do that? Sega just wouldn't do that. No company would do that in Sega because
it's really bold. It's like
something so weird. And
the developers have been left to just do what they think is cool, unfettered by demands of a studio. I think that's what happened here, because it's just so creative, and no one's being like, oh no, don't do that, or maybe try and do this, or they're just going nuts on what they want to do, and it's so cool. I hadn't thought about the fact that like it makes perfect sense for them to go underground and then find Babylonian ruins, because that's literally where the city is. It's underneath the desert.
Exactly.
It's epic.
That's why it's not on top.
It would
It's
be
so cool.
higher, but on my list, it is just quite hard.
What knocks it down is that it's just not that fun.
And
to
it's really
actually play.
frustrating.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a bit of a.
But I can't praise it enough. It's fucking cool.
No, it's awesome.
Really,
let's play.
really, really
let's play the
cool.
music. 'cause
Oh,
it's
the
so
music's
good.
fat.
By the way, I'm going to play music for every track because they're all great.
Yeah.
Here we go. That beat. It's really fucking
That
cool.
is
It's really
amazing.
intense. It's such a.
It is. It's proper like finale charged, and also
big.
like meshed to the environment. It's got that arabesque
Yeah.
twang. That's really cool. That's like satar type.
It's them classic flats, flat notes. It's lovely stuff. Yeah, it's really it's a great song.
That
It's a fucking
I
great
remember when I first played it and that music came on, I was like, oh fuck, this is
Yeah,
big.
yeah.
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
really cool.
song. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So what is your number 4?
So my number 4 is Babylon Gardens Sky Road.
Mate, me too.
Oh, this
This
is so
is
aligned.
this is looking
Apart
pretty
from
aligned
one
here.
massive fucking
one
gap.
big one discrepancy. How the fuck have you put digital
Chill.
dimension
Just
above
chill.
this?
Just shut up and chill.
Oh mate, you
Right,
got
let me
such issues.
Be quiet. Let me spaff on Babylon Gardens.
Jesus
So
Christ.
I'm this is just fucking cool.
Isn't it?
It's awesome. When have we other than Shamar, which came after this, the Middle Eastern vibe is immaculate.
Just to preface, what does do this again? And I love that Sega's done this 3 times. What twice? Is Night Palace and Secret Rings.
Oh yes, yeah. I
It
mean,
has
actually,
this
hang on,
giant
no,
float.
I'll
It's
pause.
very
Like
similar.
they got,
yeah.
between the year 2006 and 2007.
They must have just
they
loved the
went
Middle Eastern
hard on the Arabian
did.
shit.
They did. It was
They
so
went. They went
good.
all out because actually, yeah, Secret Rings is a whole game dedicated to this. Well, they must
Yeah.
have done this and been like, yeah, we love this shit.
This is so
The
cool.
the
Yeah.
minarets and the arabesque columns, arches, the colors, the carpets, all of it, amazing, so cool.
It's brilliant.
It's just, and then to make it all better, you literally fly through it on a board and race
I
through
know.
it. It's just
It's
so
so
cool.
cool.
I also love. Guess
Have
what I
you
say? Guess what I love?
what, the ships?
Yeah, the Babylonian
the
ships,
the Babylonian starships. They're so
the missile ordnance that is activated when the track attacks you as you go through it. So cool.
It's just so interesting.
There's
And
also
again,
a voice,
again,
isn't there? There's
yeah,
a voice
yeah.
that's like
It's
activating all
called
the air
it's
defenses.
called the Babylon computer,
So
which
cool.
what it shows is how advanced they were.
Yeah.
They've got fucking starships and they've got a computerized voice. Look at a map of the level. Try and find it. Look at Babylon Garden level map. I saw a picture. It's so interesting how it actually is, because it is the. Have you found it? I can't find it right now.
I thought
it's
I found
like-
it, but then I haven't.
It's in the gallery of the Sonic page
On which wiki?
on Sonic Riders gallery on the Sonic wiki. It's worth looking at because it's just so cool that they've just done this. Course maps, go to it, and then find Babylon Garden. Here.
Yeah, Babylon Gardens.
Isn't that? Look at that. It's the floating city island, and then the roads around it. It's so cool. And you go over and under and through the main building. It's just so interesting.
Yeah.
And then the wind track is all sort of. It's just fantastic. I think just the spec just to think what it is. It is a floating island that has risen from the ground after being underground for thousands of years, and it's this insanely advanced Arabian fused, high tech, like sort of computerized. I don't know, sort of like city, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just insane. You know what it is it's very Indiana Jones.
Yes, it
But
is.
like the old Indiana Jones games, i.e. Fate of Atlantis and Infernal Machine. In fact, it's very Infernal Machine.
Is it? I haven't
Which
played
you
that.
haven't played yet, but they have this vibe in it. It's so cool of like hidden advanced stuff. Actually, I think it's in Babylon, that one. Yeah, it is.
It's Atlantean as well. It does play into the kind of legend of us ancient, much more advanced civilizations that's been cursed down. It's an archetypal myth. But it's so cool. It's so cool that the track comes alive and attacks you. I think that's really amazing.
Yeah.
Which also sets up the question of what the Guardian is later on, and which is quite cool. Like, what is that? Is that also a kind of very advanced?
Well, you can say what you thought about that. Is it just a projection? Is it hologram?
We'll come to. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet.
It's so cool though.
I know. We're not there yet. Yeah, I
That's
can't.
why it's so low down for me.
I kind of can't say enough about this track. I just think it's really cool.
Why don't you
The
play
reason
the music?
I will play the music, but the reason it's
So good.
not the other tracks, some of the other tracks beat it, is again, it. So actually, I think Sky Road is much nicer and more
'cause
interesting.
It's not stormy.
It's
and
also it's the Babylon Garden because of the
thunderous.
okay, I get it. It's like the era when it was made, but the fact giving it that grey stormy background, it just makes it a little bit ugly.
Yeah, and a bit,
it's sort
and
of
a bit harder
detracts
to appreciate
from
it. Which is why it's nice that you can see it in the day.
Exactly, which makes it much nicer. Sky Road. It's also hard. It's really quite hard.
It's fucking hard.
There's some
that
really
level.
sharp
It's a
turns.
nightmare.
There's
There
some
are
areas
hard
without any
rails to
barriers,
get on as well.
that mean you just fall off.
Yeah.
Which reduces its sort of fun. But all of that aside, it's still extremely cool. I will play the music, which is obviously
It's this.
quite
This
elite.
track is one of my favorite. I think it's just so cool.
really tense.
Listen to that beat. What the fuck is that beat?
Yeah, amazing.
It's just
Super
epic.
cool. It's really cool.
It captures the grand nature of it.
It does.
And how
It
just
captures the
truly
alienness of
epic
it
what's
too.
happening. It's just because like what the fuck is down? What a weird melody.
It is
God,
weird.
It works so well. It's so good. Oh, it's fantastic.
Have you got anything else you want to say about it?
No, we've covered it all.
Yeah, it's
I
just
just think
epic.
it's just possibly the single most unique location for a fucking race, not even a level of race.
It would be
ever.
like to continue the Echidna analog. It would be like if like the ancient like that ruin was resurrected and you race through it. It's just super cool.
It's insane.
I guess what is sort of missing is like any interest from Jet and Co. that their ancestors' ancient
This is what
city has
I was
been
gonna say this in
resurrected.
Babylonians.
They
They
couldn't
don't give a shit.
They are such Philistines. They don't give a shit about it, about the fact that their ancestors. They're the last ones. They're the only. Well, actually, I think Jet's dad is canonically alive because he sends him a letter or something. But like they're supposedly one of the last ones of this race, of this like ancient, highly advanced race, and they don't care
Seems
in
not give a
the
shit about
slightest.
this. I
All
know.
they want is the treasure, which ends up being the rug, which they basically dismiss anyway. Eggman is more interested. He actually has this really like sweet bit where I'll find it. It's actually
so
a really
weird.
good bit of dialogue.
It's bizarre because he praises it and then is like, actually,
and then it's like,
actually, fuck this.
I wasted all my time. I
Because
don't
he says
give
it's
a
like
fuck.
really wealthy or something, or like really expensive.
He's like, how could you? I don't. This is so amazing. Yeah, it's here. I found it. It's really weird. It's actually really weird.
Its rich texture is a sight to behold, and the way it feels is extraordinary. Something such as this could only have been created in Babylon. Undoubtedly, this carpet
love
will
his
be in
voice.
high demand from all around the world. But what's this?
It's so
No
shallow.
way.
Then he has a
I went to the
realization.
trouble of holding the World Grand Prix for this? I can't believe I just wasted my time for this piece of junk.
Imagine how confused.
That noise was him passing out, by the way. He literally collapses onto his back in this insane holographic projection that they're in, the void of the interior.
Imagine how it's so cool that it's just this endless blue plane.
Yeah.
Imagine how confused Mike Pollock was reading that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm now not excited about it. I'm now.
It's
upset.
also, I read this
What the
thing
fuck?
somewhere where it's like, this is the only time his plan like has failed. Like it didn't work. Like he wanted the treasure of Babylon, which he thought was going to be the angel wing, and it's the magic carpet. I think canonically it's like the only time he didn't get what he set out to do.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah, because he then isn't seen again.
Yeah,
In the
I
last
actually
bit,
I
just
think
leaves.
the magic carpet thing is really cool. It's really neat.
It is.
It's really, really
it's
neat.
it's sweet. Exactly.
Like
It's
it links
cool.
in. It does make sense. Like this ancient fabric is a piece of extreme gear. It's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Cool. Okay. Is that all for number 4?
Yeah, I think so. So go on, hit me with your third place.
No. It's your turn to do your 3.
Okay.
Go on.
Well, in third place, I put Green Cave. White
Mate,
Cave.
this is so interesting. Okay, so where the fuck is Dig, mate?
Yeah.
Get Digital Dimension out of there.
No,
Shouldn't be so hard.
I want to praise Green Cave properly. Do you want to tell me your third place, or shall I go?
Do yours first. My Green Cave is not a third.
It's not Green Cave. Okay,
No.
fine. I love Green Cave. Like you obviously do as well.
I adore.
I think it's amazing. I think it's probably one of the best jungle levels, like nature levels in the Sonic franchise.
I agree.
I think it's so cool.
It's outstanding.
The highlight has got to be that the massive
the giant
armored
centipede. Centipede.
There's a millipede.
No, it's centipede.
Did you count the legs?
No, but look at it. A fucking millipede's legs are tight and in a robust round body. A centipede is flatter. It's off, mate. We've seen a centipede recently. that is a big
All right,
centipede.
well,
You idiot.
let's listen to it.
Yeah, go.
That is the sound of a million,
it's like-
thousands
it's
of
like
armored
mechanized.
legs clashing together as it flies up the canopy.
Let me see if it calls it a Does it call it anything?
It's a millipede, I can tell you that.
No. Idiot. The stage is located in a deep jungle filled with a few giant centipedes. I fucking told you, mate.
I've somewhere else I read it said millipede.
I mean, come on.
Whatever, it
Get
doesn't
with
matter.
it.
Anyway, they're amazing. They're
so
cool.
good.
And you ride on top
Oh,
of it.
it's so
It's
good.
amazing. That's such a cool way of traversing the level.
It's fucking awesome.
There are spider webs that bounce you up, ancient, massive
I'm
spider
gonna
webs
glaze
that
it
bounce you up
when
to
I
the...
get to
Alright,
it,
chill.
but, like, just know that I agree with everything you say.
I know, I got
Yeah.
that. The bounce you all the way up to the canopy. There's spores that are floating through the air, which are just epic. Spore dustings floating everywhere in both. White Cave, I also think, is one of the most... They're all successful, the contrast between Babylon and Hero Story, but this like variation works really, really well, making it that kind of washed out, like sickly, kind of ashen look is so cool. And
Yeah.
while maintaining some of the buds and flowers to give it that really alien feel.
Yes.
The giant Venus flytraps. There's I don't actually know if this is right. If you go down one of the power routes, there's loads of grapes. Is that
Yeah,
right?
grapes, apparently. Yeah.
Apparently that's because Knuckles loves grapes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I read that.
I didn't know
don't know if
Knuckles
that's
liked
actually
grapes.
true. Yeah, apparently he loves grapes. I don't know where that's established.
yeah,
He
that
actually
fits.
loves grapes.
Classic. Of course he does. Yeah. Weird.
In Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Knuckles loves for grapes.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I
Who's-
don't know if
who's
that's
decided
really
this?
true. I feel like that's some kind of
So
complete shit.
weird.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I really, really like it. I remember playing it for the first time and thinking, oh my god, this
Yeah.
is a knockout stage.
Yeah.
Can't praise it enough, really.
Good. Agreed.
Oh, I'll let you
I'll get
hammer it later
I'll
on.
I'll get to that later because I've got some happy things to say about Green Cave. It's just, yeah. I mean, again, just to repeat, these next 3 are all just so good.
They're so good.
So at third place, I have Metal City,
Oh, okay.
which I know that you're very keen on, and I'm sure you will fucking jack the shit out of later. It's so I won't go into it too much because I also love it. I'm sure you just love it a bit more than me.
I think probably
it's fucking brilliant. Let me just start it off by saying, how cool is it that it is within train distance of the Mystic River?
Yes, I read that. Where is that established? Where's that established?
Sonic Channel. Basically, I love Sonic Channel. They post artworks and they make it of just things that it's really nice. There's a reference and I clicked it, and in Japanese I translate it, but it says like Knuckles has set off from the Mystic Ruins, like and passing Metal City on the train to his destiny or something. It's so cool. Yeah. No, I just some highlights that I like about it. No, I'll just start overall. It's what a fucking place.
Yeah.
It is this. It's also sort of it is riders defining, because in Zero Grav they have a Megalo Station, which is like a second version of it. It's just this awesome futuristic city meshed with nature and like high, sleek, clean silver designs of just round shapes and buildings you haven't seen, blue lights. It's just so cool. I love the cars, and I like how in Night Chase they become police cars, sort of darker, more intense.
So cool.
I just love the like sort of satellite. If you look at some of the buildings, it's these round like sort of satellite dishes, just domed.
The architecture is so
just
inventive.
Insane.
Yeah.
Like, who's come up with this? Same with Night Chase. I love the sort of industrial like pipes bit with all the wires and shit at the start of Night Chase. It's very sort of System Shock, sort of Deus Ex-esque, which is all the sort of various wires, pipes, whatever. It's fucking great. And then of course just this unbelievable tune that is just the most. It's so iconic that they brought it back in Free Riders. It's so cool they brought it back in Free Riders. I'll play it. It's the I know that you and I agree on this. The best part of the song is the fucking bass. That ba-da-ba-da-bam. We'll get to it. Ready? Here we go. Oh. This bit I just and then it stops and kicks in. It's like it's like it's had it say. It's just done something epic. It's done, and then this comes in. Maybe something just as brilliant. It's like sort of this hopeful building, bright.
It is. It's very optimistic.
Yeah.
It's the perfect starter.
Constantly
getting
raising.
you excited for what's to come.
It's just
full of anticipation.
It's just so hype. It's just fucking brilliant.
Imagine if that came on a rave.
Oh, mate, it'd be insane. I'd lose my shit. If only.
I would get on my magic carpet and
fucking soar into the sky. Every trick is an X, right? 100%.
Yeah.
Off the
a Melon Japan Mamba, or whatever the
Twister.
Insane names.
So whatever the fuck that shit is. No, I love it. It's just the coolest place.
It is. It's
just brilliant. It's bustling, and it gives the impression of just being manic and so busy because of everything that you're flying through. I mean, it is, but it feels really properly just sort of built up, and it's just great. Yeah, but I'll let you talk about more later. But yeah, that's my number 3.
Nice. Number 2 for me. You ready?
Yeah.
Coming in hot at number 2 is Babylon Garden / Digital Dimension.
Oh, few. Wait, what? Hang on.
It's not number 1. It's
Babylon Babylon Guardian.
Guardian and Digital Dimension.
Few. I thought it was 1. Few. that was my reaction. Guilty, second place. Mine is Splash Canyon, Red Canyon.
Okay. Do you want to go first, or shall I?
I'll go because I want to because you'll chat your fucking ass off about it. So
okay.
I'll just agree with what you said about it. Okay. Basically, mate, Splash Canyon's so good. It's so cool. It is just the most beautiful place. It is. It's all about. It's the perfect next level after Metal City, which is a city, and then you go to this really nice. It feels very rural. Just sort of this rural track, which is all about water. And the whole thing runs. It's these nice wooden bridges over big canyons. Waterfalls are everywhere. the big water wheels, which become, as always, classic Sonic, classic Sonic flares, integration into environment. You use them to get higher and carry on the race. You run down these big rushing streams of water. You fly into the air, and then you look at, and then you see these three brilliant biodome, sort of greenhouse blue, beautiful, also futuristic, but that isn't the sort of main part. You think, what's going on here? What are these? It's just this beautiful environment. It's so cool. And the windows. Did you notice the windows?
I didn't notice the windows in the biodome.
I'm pretty sure they're windows. No, in the opening of the level. Look at of opening of Splash Canyon. Look at the first flyby shot. They look like windows. They are windows. You see it?
In the opening of the level.
Yeah, above the big wheels.
Okay,
there's these like big sort of glass shapes. They're heptagonal shapes.
Oh yeah.
Aren't they just brilliant?
Yeah, they're
so cool.
Yeah.
They're sort of like sort of Myst 3-esque.
Yes.
They're really cool.
It's amazing.
And then Red Canyon, the opening shot, is this gorgeous sunset with black birds flying over it, and it's just stunning.
It's quite mist, isn't it?
It is. It's very mist. Big water wheels and water everywhere.
And the kind of like old those
well,
window designs.
That's what I just said. It's all very it's all very primitive and with sort of wooden thing, which is just such a contrast
but also
to the previous
like
level.
Tech,
but also still sort of all, lights and beams and shit. Oh, it's just fantastic. And then accompanied by this slick. The song sounds like sort of fresh water being just rushed past you. It's just this. It's so slick and clean and airy, and you can breathe in it. And it's and then it just to comment over it. The whole thing is this slick beat with this gentle warm synth, and then it breaks out to this. Changes key, and it's just beautiful, which matches the sort of the just flying up and down of the gameplay. I remember this when I first played this, and when I first played my number one, which I won't announce yet, but I'm sure you can figure it out. Was I just thought, wow, I just love this. I just think this it doesn't get nicer.
Yeah, I had the
what
same
a place. Love it.
And it's fun Splash Canyon also gives Mystic Ruins quite heavily as well.
It does. Also, just what a place, water.
I agree.
I fucking love water.
Look, if I could have made it higher, I would have given it higher. I have huge respect for it. It really is brilliant.
And I love the Crystal Cave and the flying. What I love in this game is the flying character shortcuts.
Yes, especially those challenges where you have to fly through all the hoops.
They're so cool because you see the whole level. They're great. But in this one, I think there's two just great ones that give you like a cool view and a good shortcut. It's nice. Love it. That's why I just also just personal. I don't know. This just strikes.
You've always liked Splash.
It strikes something with me that I just adore.
Yeah, it's very. It's very like
second place. Easily
E102 coded.
Isn't it just? Yeah. Nice. Cool.
Okay. Fair.
Okay.
That's totally fair. I respect your point. I'm pleased to say hi.
Tell me why Didge is so high.
Okay. Didge is epic. Didge is one of the most interesting stages I've ever seen. What is going on? I remember when I played it for the first time, I was like, I can't really engage with this because it feels random and strange. But if you really think about it, it's fucking cool. So what you've got you've already said this, so I'm going to explain it. You've got a hellscape, right? That you enter, like a hell. It's like hell. So you're like, what with demonic statues, gargoyles, etc. So you start off and you're I'm going to mesh the two together and so you incorporate the guardian, right?
Yeah.
So he is well actually I'll come to him later. So what was that? The drone. Why are you firing the drone up, mate? Listen to me. Turn off that drone.
Whoops. So carry on.
You got the Hell's Gate, right? Then that is shattered, and suddenly you're in a holodeck, and you think the whole thing is actually a kind of digital holographic simulation, which then switches to a heaven, which is presumably like what the Babylonian civilization used to be in its prime, and then it switches back to the digital dimension, and then you're back in the hellscape. Coupled up, layered on top of that, you've got the Guardian, right? What's the Guardian? Is he, because he's powered by this lamp, which seems to be powered by the hologram, because he's like, he appears within it in that kind of infinite void space that gives this kind of digital energy. So is he, presumably, so my theory is he is part of he's a sophisticated digital part of the defense system. It's almost like Babylon Garden is alive and he is a mechanical response as part of the threat response.
Yes, he feels like a sort of hologram.
Yeah, he's like a leftover remnant.
He like moves like one.
He's like a kind of like a reaper, or like he's like a leftover highly sophisticated AI program that was designed to stop any intruders if they made it this far.
Yes.
And by putting them through this kind of nightmarish simulation realm where it switches between heaven and hell. If you then, on top of all of that, you have, so the thing that made me think about this is like his line, right, where he's like,
greedy fools.
He calls them greedy fools, implying that he's going to punish them for being greedy. Now, what that made me think is, weren't the Babylonians punished themselves for being greedy? They were cursed down into the depths, and the whole city was banished into the underground or whatever, and they were all killed off because of their greed by the gods. So now that leads to a couple of possible options, right? Why would then, if they were punished for being greedy, which would suggest that that's a kind of a vice that they've turned into a virtue or something that's respectable in Babylonian civilization, a la Jet, why is the genie, the Guardian, criticizing greed as a thing and punishing them? Is that because perhaps that thing is actually, he was put there by the gods to like ward off any future Babylonians that might come back? That's a fucking cool idea. Or maybe he's like a failsafe to protect the the Babylonians, to ward them off from like repeating the mistakes of the past that caused their civilization to fall in the first place. All of these possible theories are just fucking cool, even if they're not in any way explored. If you really think about it, why is that line there, and what does that Guardian represent, and why is it trying to ward them off, and why is it trying to protect the carpet, and what does it mean? The idea of it being a kind of hyper advanced digital final defense, and the whole of Digital Dimension, the whole of that track is part of his programming. And the reason it's a hellscape to start with is to remind any repeat offenders of what happens when they repeat the mistakes of the past. And then contrasted with contrasted with the heaven, the visage of heaven, which is like, this is what society used to be like, to remind them of how far they've fallen when they indulge in the vice that caused them to have that downfall in the first place. Mate, that's fucking cool. I'm sorry, that is great. Fucking cool. And when I thought about that, I just thought, actually, no, fuck it. This course is special. Like, it's got a lot going for it. Even though I completely agree with what you're saying, it isn't the most exciting. It isn't actually the most exciting course, and the tricks that you can do and the way you navigate through it, there are more exciting courses than that. But just the resonance of it all, and the story, and how cool the concept is of it being a simulation.
Very cool to think about it. I agree with the first theory. I think that's the most plausible. That he's like a sort of, that he's a sort of guardian who is programmed to awaken when this happens, and that this is his defense. The like narrative attached to it of like, this is what we're gonna remind you it is now, and then what it once was. That could be a stretch. But it could be a stretch, but it is still cool,
and it is exactly what's happening, because
and
Jet
makes sense. Because otherwise, why else are we seeing?
Yeah, and he is repeating the mistakes of the past, which led them to their downfall. So it would make sense to have a guardian in place to deter that behavior from happening again.
It would. It's
So basically,
it's pretty cool.
For that reason, I had to put it high,
which is justified.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would still keep it there.
No, that's fair. I completely agree. But this is why I like it so much.
That was very enjoyable to listen to. That's like this gives it a whole new light. It's very cool.
Because
cool.
there's so many questions when you walk away from it. Like that, none of that makes sense. Why the fuck? There's no other track does this, and why is it digital?
You can almost see that as an issue with the game because we were praising the fact that we love the sort of like ambiguity. But I'd say at this point it's a bit too.
Yeah, it does. It leaves it. It gets too weird.
Because,
I think that literally is the case.
It's possible to think about, and as you've just demonstrated, it can be done. But I don't know. The average player shouldn't have to delve that deep.
And also, it would be more rewarding for the player.
It would still,
if that was explained.
If it was explained. Yeah.
But instead, you get like a half-baked, really weird line of dialogue that doesn't really fit or gel, which is preceded by the worst cutscene of the game, like Eggman knocking at the door, pulling Amy out the bush, and then Jet being like, "Oh fuck it, I don't actually want any of this shit." And then Wade's like, "No, mate, maybe it would be a good idea if we did actually take the incredibly valuable thing and go in." And he's like, "All right," and then they do.
It's just it feels like they were writing it and sort of came
on
up
the fly,
as it went along.
Literally making it up as they go along with no thought as to how it might
which
end.
is easily possible. But no, fair.
So there you go.
So fair. Nice.
So you're
very good.
Well, our first places are different as well, but both equally absolute powerhouses of levels, and both have been mentioned already.
I'll hit mine because you mentioned mine first.
Yeah.
Oh mate, Green Cave. Number one, Green Cave.
We love Green Cave.
Wow. Oh, this fucking place. You know why this place is so cool?
Why?
I'll tell you.
Why is it so cool?
Because it is a. So you know how I personally have always enjoyed the deep sea and how things down there, the deeper you go, the bigger they get.
Yes, abyssal giganticism.
A concept called abyssal giganticism.
Indeed.
I believe this jungle is under the same
rules.
Principles.
Yeah.
Everything in this jungle is fucking massive.
Yeah.
If you look at
nice.
All the trees are huge. All the leaves are the branches are fucking giant. The animals, the plants, all
the webs,
all the
huge
fungi,
spiders,
massive webs, massive spiders, massive centipedes, lots of them, deep forest. The beams of light can because it is daytime, hence the cutscene before. But the beams of light can barely get through, so it's all dark. And then and just massive mushrooms, big purple discs. Everything is just huge. I just think that's so cool.
You're absolutely
right. The opening shots of it are brilliant as well because you just see these gentle beams through this nice, rich, dark, almost like woodland jungle. It's not like a sort of tropical jungle because it isn't. It's not rainy, colourful, flowery. This is like deep sort of forest,
ancient. It's like Kashyyyk.
Yeah. This is what I've got down. I've got Kashyyyk-esque from Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic 1. It reminded me of Kashyyyk, which has also got fucking giant trees and a cool undergrowth and lots of big thing. It was just that's what it reminded me of. I just thought that was so cool. It's how each race has a bit where you have to like spin the thing as you're sort of going fast.
Yeah.
My favourite one of all the levels is this one.
Yeah.
You get on a fucking centipede, which takes you up through like a tree trunk. Oh, hang on, and then. Once you've been through and witnessed all these giant things, you then get the last part of the race is in this big sort of tube, and you bounce up these webs, and you get thrown above the whole jungle.
The canopy breach,
and you see how
big
that is, and then you land and back, end of lap, restart. It's just what an amazing climax!
Yeah.
It's just fantastic. I just thought I just have to give this first place. I love it so much.
It's
and then
White
Cave, I agree. I love the trees. I think it's a really cool. It's a more sort of spooky version.
Yes,
it's got giant because it's got angrier plants. It's got giant Venus flytraps. The mushrooms are bigger. It's like the forest has been taken over by the mushrooms because instead of landing like you do when you come down from the canopy on a branch, you land inside a big sort of fungal tube and go down there instead.
Right down the tree store.
Which is and these big I'm not sure if this is what they are, but there's these big giant pink sort of like foxglove looking plants hanging over them which are poisonous, so it has a slight shrouded forest from Black Knight vibe to it, which I really enjoy. And then finally the fucking music, which this and Splash Canyon, when I first played them in that period when everything was great, I just thought, wow, these are just even better. Not that things are bad now, actually. It could be worse, but no, The Green Cave. Just give this a fucking listen. Cheers. Whoops.
Tribal.
Shit is that bit of that classic noise. And what this does, like, I'm not done it. What this does with like Splash Canyon is it has a breakout, and the breakout is fucking beautiful. Listen to this bit. Which you could see to act when you're clear out the jungle, you're above it, and everything's like bright, and then you're back in the and you're back in the jungle. Oh, it's just fantastic. I think it's just an outstanding race course. First place.
Completely fair. All of your points are absolutely right. It's amazing. The breakout is of the canopy and the music, both outstanding. I love it.
It's brilliant. Go on, mate. Metal City. Let's go.
Look, I had to do it.
I know you did.
Of course you did. It's been my favourite. I'm just obsessed with it.
You've always loved it.
So I considered putting Digital Dimension first. I considered putting Green Cave first. I considered putting all of them first. I know, apart from Egg Factory, but
yeah.
But I had to. It is as you said. It's
sorry, sneeze.
Fucking hell. It is just it defines Riders.
It does.
It's nothing but absolutely.
Fuck.
Absolutely iconic. It's giving a even more cool Grand Metropolis grassland mixed with futuristic industry, like unbelievably inventive building design, like really 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 cool architecture that's genuinely inventive and aesthetically pleasing and incredibly futuristic. I love the glass tunnels. Did you know it's actually called Future City?
Is it?
Yeah, Tails calls it that in the next cutscene. He's like, we've just come from Future City or something. Not the best name, but quite cool. And then the flip to Night Chase is just amazing. It works so well to have the Babylon story at nighttime when they're being chased by police cars because they're thieves. So I love that you then go down and you see like the industrial underbelly and the electrical substation, and you get quite a good variety across actually the whole level. You get a really good variety of routes that you can choose. There's a couple of different ways you can do each bit. It's also in Speed Sim. Small bonus. It doesn't really add to it, but it's quite cool.
It is nice that it's reappeared twice.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yes, it is cool. And actually, God, when it comes back in Free Riders, it is so cool.
It's beautiful.
The neon lights, the structures, the energy, like playing it's a really good track. It's got because of the variety of routes, but also just the sort of angle of the turns and the momentum of the whole thing. It's just got such an energy, and then the music.
I agree.
We've already praised it. It's just perfect. It's absolutely perfect. It's got such a solid beat. It's a fan favorite, and it's my favorite. I will always love it. I think it's just epic.
Completely justified.
Yeah, it has for me. One of us had to put it in first, and I've slapped it up there in first place.
I'm so pleased you did.
Yeah, I have to say, when I started off, I did not think I'd be putting fucking Digital Dimension Babylon Guardian before Green Cave. I really didn't.
No,
but I had to for my discovery.
Couldn't for me. which is such a cool discovery. Yeah. Still, no, I don't know these. For me, the 5 above it, I just so good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what a fucking spread.
Yeah, they're amazing. All of them, and also so diverse.
All
like
so different.
They're
so
really
dynamic.
we've got city, desert, canyon, deep jungle. Like goes beyond jungle. It's like unbelievable.
And then ancient floating, Arabian
ancient,
palace.
and then Sega mesh, melangerie,
Sega fuck up, it's
lunacy, and a good and chuck in a good old Eggman bass. Yeah,
it's just great.
It's perfect,
just solid,
absolutely perfect. They just don't make Sonic games like this.
No, they just don't.
They just don't make games like this. This is just such a gem. I think that's why it's so brilliant. It's such a gem.
It is. It is. It's just.
And
so
then you end in the pocket,
unique.
the infinite pocket dimension of the Babylon Guardians.
That's what makes it so that's why it stood the sort of test of time, and why everyone loves it is because it's so unique.
Yeah.
It's such a unique. But that was what they set out to do. Yuji Naka said that he wants to make something like weirdly to quote that is superior to any other Sonic games, which I'd say
it was his last game, wasn't it? Yuji?
I know, but it's very different.
It is
to
very
any
different.
other game.
It is very different.
So he achieved it.
And the boldness of the mythology and all of that shit is just amazing. And then I'm really fond of like. Outside of the actual story, you can play as II and Knights. And
yes, that's fun.
The Supersonic
and Shadow, Rouge, and
Chaos
Cream.
Really cool.
It's cool. You can play as them.
Yeah,
and Amy.
that's
Eggman.
great.
Eggman's great. Not often you can play as Eggman at all.
Yeah, on a bike, nonetheless.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And I love the post-campaign elements where you then do the missions. There are a lot of them, but they're
missions.
actually really fun.
They're really,
and they allow you to master the gameplay as well.
and get really good at all the levels. It's so fun to play.
Yeah,
It's
is.
fun.
It's
again once you're good and once you pass the learning curve.
Steep learning curve. Yeah,
really
it's probably
fun.
the only criticism I have of the game is that it doesn't.
Honestly, yeah.
The game doesn't give you any help.
No, I mean there is a tutorial video, but
I know, but it's really hard and inaccessible to follow.
Yeah.
And if it just took the time to just walk you through what you were fucking supposed to do and how to get good at the game, it would.
I know,
perfect.
and just lots of helpful tips. But instead, you get thrown. You got
thrown straight in,
shouting in your ear.
Yeah,
everyone's shooting.
Omochao like needs to chill. He's a bit much in this game.
Yeah,
She's standing the landings. Yeah, it's a lot.
It's just it's like come on, mate, just chill.
But all the Riders games feature Omochao like an unbelievable
I do
amount.
quite like how he's very sort of key to it all.
He does he steps up, big time.
It's good fun.
This era was very Omochao. He's like in the games quite a lot. He kind of drops off after
He's in
this.
Shadow. He wasn't in 06 at all. No, actually, this might have been his like last shit, but like
No,
Shadow,
he's in
all
Gens.
of it.
He mans the shop in Gens.
Oh yeah, of course he's in Gens. Yeah,
Actually, he's around quite. You can have him on quite a lot in Gens.
yeah. The guy's everywhere.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good shit, mate. This game's so fucking good. It really just consolidates why Sonic is king franchise,
Doesn't it, John?
It's got such good elements. Like it's that magic formula of stunning music, kind of cool but like weirdly deep story, beautiful scenes,
great locations,
like really
just
lovely
good
old
colours.
game aesthetics
Yes,
as well.
yes, just richness and also just confidence.
Yeah.
Boldness. The franchise is so bold.
It is. It's so
bold. What I was thinking about while researching this is, I mean, I say Shadow Generations, as great as we're finding it, it isn't the boldest thing because it's just things that they've done before.
No, it's safe. They've rehashed the shit they already know is good.
But done it
made
very
it
well.
fucking
But
good,
it would be just, I'd love it if they just came out with something fucking bizarre that was just like, what is this?
Yeah,
I mean,
like
I
this.
think Dream Team is quite close to that.
Yes,
but,
it
like,
is. It is. Which is why I like it so much.
It's all still quite familiar. I'd like it if we got something like just something really different that was just like, yeah, this is weird, but we're going to go for it and make it good, like that they did with Riders.
To be
Secret Rings, what the storybooks? What the fuck? It was great.
To be fair, Frontiers does kind of do this because it like there's an ancient civilization in Frontiers that has been wiped out, the Ancients.
Yeah, and they make it
I have to say they're less
got a
interesting
very-
than the Babylonians. They also have like ancient tech. Actually, there's a lot of parallels.
And it's got
to
a very
this,
new. It's got a very sort of like different tone to it,
which I
and
think
also
in one of
moody
those
and
lore
dark and
dumps
realistic, which is quite good.
Actually, directly acknowledged. Doesn't he say in
Yeah,
Frontiers,
yeah.
this reminds me of the Babylonians.
No, he says, does this predate like the Black Arms or the Babylonians?
Yeah,
Which is nice.
Whatever.
Love the big up Black Arms.
Oh yeah, fuck the Black Arms.
I prefer Babylonian architecture to Black Arms architecture.
Yeah, no shit. All the ancients.
Purple shit everywhere.
Actually, like,
Which is nice as well, but I don't know.
I love
can't
how
be
like
Babylonian.
unashamedly Arab it is. They
Yeah,
haven't. There's
very.
no attempt. They are they're just
To like disguise it.
they're just avian Arabs.
Yeah.
They fly on magic carpets. They have genies.
Yeah.
And they like having they basically
Persian.
have mosques. They
It's very specifically Persian.
yes, it is Persian. And what's cool is
Persian
that
Empire.
the
That's what the Babylonians were.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
The antechamber before you enter the digital void is this like gold encrusted room
Yes,
that
yes,
kind
yes,
of
yes,
is
isn't it?
like a big
You
mosque.
barely see it.
That's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
cool. Really
It
cool.
is.
That's what Eggman's trying to get into when he's like standing by the door. Honestly, I would encourage everyone to watch that cutscene again. It's so weird.
It has just the most
one of the weirdest vibes. And you're right, Sonic like says, "I'm going to get you," and then jumps like 20 feet in the air, hovers there for maybe 5-10 seconds, and then hits him. And Eggman's like, in one of his most short-sighted decisions ever, has decided to like make his stand with no weaponry other than his 2 light guns, no vehicles, no armor, just Amy as collateral, who he stuffs in a bush. He's not even holding her. It's so weird.
It's so weird.
Proper weird.
It's just bizarre.
It is.
But no, it's still good fun though.
All right, let's rate it.
Should we do the last ranking? Okay, so
we're not no boss or special stage. Obviously,
no bosses. No. There is a battle mode which is multiplayer, which I tried briefly. Which is quite cool places: Jewel Towers, Snow Valley, and Space Theatre.
They are cool.
Which are all quite interesting. But I don't know. I didn't do much, but this is not part of it. But still, nice, and nice to have multiplayer in it. Or always a good addition.
Yeah, and like as I said, I love all the post campaign shit where you can play all these characters
and unlock them which is probably what that's used for the most. But cool. Okay,
there's like a whole other part of the game that I have to say I haven't engaged with, which is the shop and like buying the extreme gear, which you need a shit ton of rings for. I haven't done that.
No,
I feel like that's
that might make it easier to understand, but I can't imagine by much.
No, I don't know. I think you literally also that's all post game. You have to do loads of shit.
It's also all just for the sort of a lot of it's just for the appearance of it, which is I don't know.
I do love that shop though with the J.
I like my Type J.
All the Blue Rider Mark II also quite cool.
Oh yeah. No, it's all fucking great. Yeah. What is Shadow's bike called? Do you know?
Isn't it the Dark Rider?
No, that's his normal bike called.
Oh, no,
this one's a different bike. It's called the Darkness.
That's so cool.
Hell yeah.
That's so cool.
I like the Black Market Show. He's good too. He's cool.
Nice to see him again.
Good to see him again.
I also like have a affection, even though the voice acting is not the best. I have like a soft spot for that voice of Tails.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's very like 06 Unleashed period and
Shadow.
Yeah,
yes.
it resonates. I agree.
I like it a lot.
Let's rate it.
Okay, so we're doing concept, gameplay, entertainment, location, soundtrack, and art style. Each one out of 10. Total out of 60. Let's go.
So concept covers story and just the idea of the game as a racing game.
I think it's such a good idea.
Like
because also at the time
it's epic.
They leaned into the like sort of the craze about like sort of extreme sports and skating, which is very cool of the time.
I think,
and then make a fucking hoverboard skateboarding. What the fuck?
Maybe a 9.
Yeah. I mean, is it
like
is it,
okay?
Is
the story.
Is it not a 10?
The story. No, because the story is not amazingly well told.
That's the only. Honestly, I'd say it's only not.
That is the and like the cutscenes. The writing is probably considered crap, but I really like it because of how unique it is.
That's probably honestly the only knockdown.
Yeah. So
that's it. For concept,
like there's all that shit, the digital dimension shit we discussed. Like, come on, it's got to be a 9.
It's so cool.
It is so cool. It's such temerity. It's just
isn't it
epic.
Isn't it? Okay, and then gameplay. This is where we should knock it out a little bit because
the gameplay needs to
is so good.
The gameplay is really good.
It's a little bit tricky.
It's difficult and it's not taught well. No, it has to be punished in this area, and sometimes the difficulty of the courses, the way you play as characters, doesn't necessarily allow you to like adapt quickly enough. So they're genuinely hard and not in a way that's particularly good. They're just difficult and frustrating, especially that like when you get stuck in the fucking slipstream.
Oh, I hate that shit.
Yeah, it's actually really annoying.
It's just difficult. It's a nightmare.
Yeah. So I'd actually give gameplay like
7.
7. Yeah. 7.
Yeah. That's fair. And it's nice because they improve upon it a lot in Zero Gravity.
They do.
Entertainment.
Ooh, I mean, I think probably
I 9.
No, I think 8.
Yes. No, it's so fun. I could play it for so long. I just think
just think about it.
No, but hang on. You think about it.
No,
going through the locations.
If you can't
playing
save,
as that guy is so fun.
If you can't save, it has a potential to be quite frustrating.
Like but I mean,
because you just lose.
I suppose such is the nature
I think
the racing
it
game.
is just a little bit too hard.
Maybe
like
it's an 8.
It's an 8. It's just a little bit too.
Such a keen 9.
It's so keen, mate. It's
8's probably fair.
I think it's an 8. I think it's an 8.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, location's 10.
10. Yeah, no discussion there. We've like
Soundtrack
given
10.
that enough.
Surely, honestly, yeah.
Have we
Location-
given any other
let's-
soundtracks 10?
hang on. First, let's just look at this soundtrack. Okay, let's just.
Yeah,
let's
mate,
just
I
jump
get
into
it.
shit.
Like, I know
shh,
it's good.
The other stuff apart from the level. Menu theme. Listen to this. Straight in.
Yeah.
Techie, cool.
Yeah. That's fair.
Iconic level clear.
Yes.
And then some nice cutscene themes too.
And the Eggman thing.
Eggman's theme. And some strong main themes. I like Jet's theme.
It is cool.
And High Flying Groove. I would say, honestly, I'd say that. Let me see. We gave we gave Sonic 2. We gave that the soundtrack got an 7.
I didn't care about Sonic 2. What do we give Heroes?
It's the only one that I can't get out. That's why I skipped it. Colors got a 7. Fighters got a 7. Advance got a 8. Superstars got a 4. Completely fair. No, mate, 10. This is the most consistently strong soundtrack I think we have to
Yeah,
date.
give it a 10.
Yeah,
I'll back that. Give it a 10. It's fat.
Good.
It's so good.
Okay, so that's and then finally art style. I love it.
I do love it.
I really like it.
Yeah, I do really like it. Is it a 9?
It might be a 9.
I think it's a 9. Mate, give it a 9.
because I just think it. Mate,
I love the crisp graphics.
Let me
I
just
love how
remind
it
you of
looks.
Splash Canyon.
Yeah,
and Metal City.
I
and
love
Green
it.
Cave.
It's a 9. It's a 9.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, I agree.
Is it a 10?
I mean, low key.
Is it a 10?
It could be a fucking 10.
Maybe not because of the cutscenes.
Why?
Because
That-
they are
that's not
weird
our
as
style.
fuck.
Yeah,
It
but
is
I-
our style. It is our style.
That's concept.
Like, do you remember Knuckles getting angry? Like his
his teeth
weird.
come out. It's really weird.
Yeah,
Okay, it's a really high 9.
it is a fucking high
Like,
9.
really high 9.
Yeah,
Okay, which gives us a nice fat total of. I always try to do this as quick as I can. Let's just not fuck it up. And that. Oh, mate. Hell yeah. 53 out of 60.
yeah. I think
that's bang on.
I'm now. I should art style be a 10 because it is really good. Can you tell me what
I don't want to knock it down if a cutscene. That's gameplay.
because
It
I
is-
can't
it-
like the thought and design
It
of
is
the
so
stages.
bold and cool to make them all big and funky.
Yeah.
Every stage is no, mate, it's a 10. Every stage is incredible. It has that lovely old game look that we like,
I
but polished
agree.
and slick. And
So
bold
wait,
and
we've
great.
given what did we
It's
give
a
it
big
10
10.
for? Music, locations,
Location,
and
soundtrack,
art
and art
style.
style.
Yeah, but
Which
it does deserve
It does.
that. Give it a
I
10.
think it does.
Give it a 10.
I've given it a 10, which makes it 54 out of 60,
That's solid.
which is really high and I think really fair.
Yeah, that is. I love that.
Yeah, good, agreed. Great,
Awesome.
That's so good.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Well,
that was
what a
amazing.
fucking pleasure.
That was such a
love that
treat.
game.
That's such a
I've
treat
been
to be
looking forward to this all
to be
week.
chatting Sonic with bro. To be absolutely blazing through this is so good. What a
It's
game!
always
What
a
a
joy.
great game.
Such a good game. Just fantastic.
What game are we doing next?
Next, I believe we're gonna take a bit of a different approach here. We're gonna do Sonic Labyrinth, which is from 1995.
We are indeed.
So 2D and nothing like this.
No, completely different. A lesser known Sonic game.
Yeah.
But there's maybe not a gem. That might be an overstatement. But
No,
there is stuff.
interesting
There is. It is.
nonetheless.
It's interesting. There's
Yeah.
there's stuff to be said about it. Although I do think it is traditionally quite an unpopular game because it takes away his main
because it takes
feature.
away the key thing. Yeah.
But
anyway, we can get into that
Yes,
next time.
we can. Indeed.
Cover it. Cool. Nice.
Right, I'm going to leave with this.